from our community are?
Not necessarily that. It's just like right now, I just don't like what I'm seeing. So I'm not turned on to go to Kenya. I'll still go to Tanzania. I'll still go to Uganda. I'll still go to Gambia. I'll still hit up, Ghana, Nigeria. But right now, it's just the Kenya flair. Everyone is there and their mama is there. I could just chill out and not go there and go somewhere else.
Okay. Well, we're going to bring our first panelist up. Big Gaines is in the room. So we're going to bring him up on the panel and add him to the conversation. Like I said, we want to hear, what your points of views are we our brother's keeper and holding other brothers accountable on the way they're moving out here in the world and the perception they're leaving after they leave that country. So what's going on, Big Gaines?
Salute, Ronan. Black Man Travels. How y'all doing this evening?
What's going on, man? Hey, Big Gaines, I've been following your channel, man. Great content, bro.
Thank you. I'm trying out here. Sometimes I get into my ways where I get a little tipsy out there, and I have my ways. But we 50 something year old grown men over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we not begging to travel.
Thanks.
We don't mind.
We don't mind the super chats, but at the same time, we ain't begging. It's either you see the content and the value that we bring in the space, and you want to support us, but it's not about e-begging. It's not about we'll finance ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. So, what more is there to say about this dude?
Not even this.
You said you was in Cali, Colombia. You didn't go to Medellin.
I've been to like 7 cities. I've been all over Medellin, all over Colombia, but my last trip was Cali. I went there for the Afro-Colombian Festival.
Right. I wanted to make it over there, but I had to come home for take care of some family issues.
Okay.
Because I was in Colombia. I was in Medellin first. We flew out there, I think it was July 23rd, and we was out there till August 3rd. We was in Medellin first, and then we went to Cartagena. And I wanted to stay in Colombia to go to the festival in Cali, but like I said, I had to come home and take care of some family issues. But Jay Rello, he tried to go over there and muck it up in Medellin.
Yeah.
With a fake fight and all of that. But then he's not the one. He's not really he did what he did in Medellin, but that wasn't really too bad. But what these other dudes did, I don't know if you've seen them. They're over on Calle 10 throwing money in the air.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what are we doing out here? Why do you feel the need? Okay, I can understand. I can't understand going in the bar, throwing money in the air. You don't need to bring that out of the country, but I could understand it more in a bar or a strip club setting. But these dudes was out in the street throwing money in the air. I'm like, what is wrong with you guys?
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going. I don't know what we have nowadays.
But whose point, from your point of view, we're older gentlemen. We've lived our lives, yes, and we've done our fuckery when we were younger. It wasn't as public. The Gans.
Uh-huh.
How do we teach these young kids that want to call us OGs and haters that ultimately what they're doing is destroying the positivity that we put out up to this point and turning it into something that's just bad all the way around?
Well, the first question for Big Gaines is, are you a brother's keeper or you more like fuck him?
Listen, I tried.
So you're giving up.
Listen,
I'm my own.
Ronan, I watched the clip that you put out this morning, right? Where you have Jay Rello on the show and you talked to him.
Yes.
Right. I know. I sat Jay Rello down face to face. I met him, bought him a beer, and try to give him the knowledge of, traveling, how to move in DR and all of that. Man, everything I said to him went in one ear and out the other.
But again, you got other brothers in his ear, his management, and others that want to see that crash out happen. And they're giving him money behind your knowledge.
Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100.
100.
These guys are nobodies in the real world.
Exactly.
Jay
Positive brothers have gone out to all these other countries and had no issues. The common denominator on every time Jay Rillo does something is Jay Rillo. It's not the community. It's not the country he's going to. It's not the people. It's him. But he's him. He's him, all right.
What is him?
But chaos comes in his wake. Him means that he's the number one guy.
I know what that means. It's just like, who is he? He's nobody.
Exactly. He is nobody.
And he keeps getting out here saying, if he keeps getting out here saying, on my mama, well, have some respect for your mama and stop disrespecting her name when you go to these countries.
Right.
You know what? The thing is, I'm more disappointed with the people that support him, the people that's putting that battery on his back, that was encouraging him to do all this craziness. It's just very dumbfounding to see that you have other men who do not even travel. That's the crazy part. The people that are donating to these stupid causes, they don't even travel. They don't even have passports. But they want to watch and see what he does overseas. And the sad thing, the stuff that Jay Rillo does is so low tier level. The way Big Gains travel, the way I travel, the way Roland travel, dude, this is what guys need to see. They need to see that, hey, you can live a good life overseas. You can experience beautiful women overseas. Not the fuck shit that you see that Jay Rillo and other parasites, passport parasites, are producing. So it's just crazy that people are supporting this for low tier content. Like, what the hell this is? You go to a place, you don't really show the restaurants where you're going to eat at. You're not showing the nightclubs you're hitting up. You're literally showing your dusty ass little 4x4 room with a little sofa with a chick that looks like a mud duck. I have not seen one baddie chick on this around this man forever. For all the places he's been to, I have not seen one baddie yet.
And he talking about, oh, all the women out here, they're mid. They're this, they're that. There's no bad looking women out here. But yet you saw fit to bring one of them mid women's and woman, a mid woman, and put her on video, thinking you was gonna get clicks and views and go viral with that mid looking woman, as you call her. And you paid for.
Right. Philippi brings up a good point. He goes, what is morality? It was replaced by transactional relationships and commodification of experiences. When you center money in the way, morality becomes a separate conversation. Money has outruled
For big gains and rolling to do the things that they're doing, that's a blessing. I'm from the hood of Miami. I'm from Dade County, Liberty City, Little Haiti.
than just going about your own business. They're still affecting you.
Not necessarily, because there's certain things.
All these guys. Right, but listen, the Jolly Somalis of the world, the Vitalis, they're changing the global perspective for immigration and foreigners coming into these countries. And now we're looking at Jay Rillo as another contributing factor.
I have to push back because there's certain things that I do not do, regardless. Before the Jay Rillos of the world and the Somali, whatever his name is, there's certain things I won't do because I understand etiquette, I understand culture, I understand law. I respect that when I'm overseas. I want to come back home to my kids. So there's certain things I'm not going to do. In regards to recording, I make sure when to record, when it's a good time to record. I'm not going to put a camera behind a girl's ass or in front of her face. That's not me. So a lot of the antics that you see now, I don't do them regardless. So that's not going to affect me. Until I spread my wings, I go to other places where I know for a fact that these ninjas ain't going.
You know what it is too? Black Man Travels, you hit the nail on the head. I don't even know if you did.
I don't know. I did.
You said you got your family to come home to.
Yep.
These guys don't have that. They don't have kids. They don't have maybe a wife or a girlfriend or a baby mother that they got to come home to. So they can cut up and act a fool. They feel like they not hurting nobody but themselves. You feel what I'm saying? Listen, not only am I coming home to my kids to protect my family, I'm protecting my name. That Gans, that's my family name. So I'm not going out there and cutting up and acting a fool on the internet and embarrass not just my family at home. I'm talking about my uncle, my aunt, right? My grandfather, my grandmother, my mother. I'm not going to disrespect that name. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I said Jay Rello, he get out there and act a fool. You always saying, oh, my mama. Obviously, you don't care about your mama because you disrespected her. But it is what it is.
But here's the thing. He says all that, but again, there's no morals and ethics for him to even give a fuck about his mama.
Mm-hmm.
Saying unjust. Like I said, he's a great actor. He knows how to hype up his crowd. He knows how to sound concerned that he's wasting their money when he needs to, because he needs to ask for more. You know, I know you guys just gave me $2,000, but I need to pay some things real quick so that I can go to this whole nother thing. And they buy it. Like I said, great performer. He knows how to, build up the crowd. But again, the wake, the chaos, the damage, the toxicity, and everything else that's coming from not only his actions, but other people in the space. And it don't matter whether they're black, white, Asian, whatever the hell. When you have these kind of guys, it affects overall that country to a point where they're going to just get sick of it. And they're going to make it so hard for just normal travelers to want to come into their countries with all these additional immigration rules to get a visa. So eventually, when you guys don't react and you don't speak out and you are silent and complicit to all the misbehaviors of these young Thundercats, as you say, they're going to start affecting you in the way you
they won't. No, they won't.
Like you said, they don't have family. They don't got nothing to lose. But I bet you this. I seen somebody typed in another person's chat. Salute the Future World Films. That's my man. I saw somebody typed in somebody else's chat that Floyd got a baby on the way. Right? I bet you he slows down with his antics because now he got something to lose.
Yep.
But he was just online talking about he needs to get back in the game.
Yeah, but he ain't gonna cut up. He not gonna cut up the way he used to.
Are you sure about that? He's got to compete now. Now remember, when Floyd was in the game, he was 1 of 1. Now you got NYC the Future. You got NYC the Future. You got Jay Rello out there fucking up. Now you have other YouTubers that are starting to get into the fundraising crew, Pab and all these other ones. Homies Hub, not in a bad way. These guys are putting out decent content. They're not crashing out like those guys are. They do have their own money and financing their own things. But now he's got to compete in this big wave of new YouTubers. Floyd is old news.
Right.
Floyd now has to re-earn his ability to contribute to this crash out community like he used to. So now he's got to do some outlandish shit in order to do that. By the way, like I said, hit the fucking link. I want other people to be up here besides for us old heads. We need other voices. Player with the passport. If you got time, hit the link. If not, somebody else hit the link. Come up here.
I want to say something. Something in regards to what Big Gains just said. Definitely, I want to share something with everyone. It's in the back. Rolling.
All right.
All right. So when Big Gains said about protecting your brand, protecting your name, that's what I stand by. How many people could actually talk about their passion at work? How many people could talk about their passion and what they love to do with other people openly without feeling any shame? I enjoy this shit. I've been doing this shit for over 25 years, man, traveling around the world. I stopped counting at 46. And one thing I always do, I'm not ashamed to talk about Black Man Travel. This is like a hobby for me. I love to blog. I love photography. I love making videos. I take this stuff very, very, very serious. So when people tells me that, they're going to, because their antics is going to ruin my perception, my experience, fuck no. All it does is just gives me more motivation to go somewhere further away from you. That's it. So one thing is what similar to what Big Game said before, protect your name, protect your brand, and just be mindful who you associate yourself with. Because again, at the end of the day, man, these type of people could redefine who you are if you let it. And I refuse to let that happen for me.
Hey, I understand business as much as the next man, and I understand marketing. You know that.
Yep.
But you can protect your brand and still speak out against the fuckery that's going on around your brand. At the end of the day, you're still a Black man. You're still carrying that passport.
All you no matter what, I'm gonna push back on that. I'm gonna push back on that.
Let me finish my point though. And no matter where you go in this world, and even you said in a professional environment, the minute you started bringing up travel, one of the women said, "Hey, are you a passport, bro?" It comes up for those that are in that circle.
Let me check you on that. I will continue to mentor brothers who want to be mentored. I'm not gonna waste my time and energy to fuck boys that don't want to listen. Same thing. You have a new crop of travelers that just doing fuck shit. You have another group of travelers that's doing amazing, great things out there. These are the young brothers that I want them to follow me. Follow me. I'm gonna teach you everything you need to know how to travel the world and live an amazing, great life. The other ones, I don't need to talk to you.
Then I just say reach one, teach one at the beginning of this?
But wait, hold up. You felt that we need to go and talk to the J-Rellos. I'm saying fuck the J-Rellos. Fuck them. Let them be and mind your business.
I said you got to go in the room where the J-Rellos are and speak truth to fucking negativity.
I'm not doing that.
The ones out of the darkness into the light. You got to do it one at a time.
I'm not doing that.
Problem. But
you have still time. You got time.
You know why? Because they didn't have positive role models. They didn't have positive fathers.
Let life teach
them. They didn't have family around them. They weren't in church. They didn't have people like that to reinforce their lives.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Big Games, he stopped doing that. He realized that there's no fruit behind that. So I'm not
a contributing partner in this.
Americans,
Yep.
right? And man, I just had a bunch of weird experiences, right? I'm one of these cats that I don't need to bump my head 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 times before I get it. You know what I mean? And I would meet cats, and they were either just thirsty for females.
Yeah.
They were just honestly, some of them were just weird. And then the other ones were they had that gatekeeper mentality, which I didn't understand at the time.
They're the worst ones, man. They're the worst ones.
You know, I didn't understand them at the time. You know, like, damn, bro, like, why don't you, tell me where to go? Woo woo. Right now, as a more seasoned traveler and a traveler that's actually evolved as a man and as a traveler, I get it. You know, I get it.
You get what though?
What I said earlier.
No. This is, wait, stop. Y'all skipping over something.
No.
You became a seasoned traveler. Stop. He became a seasoned traveler and played with a passport. You can confirm. You became a traveler because you watched others, the older guys, the OGs, and others contribute to your maturity in the travel space.
He didn't say that.
Now, in that level, now you're thinking, oh, I don't need to go back and teach the next upcoming crew.
He didn't say that.
What did he say? No, I want player with a passport to say, am I off basis with this or not? Because I recall you saying that how you started traveling was you were helped along with either veterans or other seasoned travelers.
Right. I came across this is the thing. There's a choice that you got to make. The individual, right? The individual has to make a choice that, hey, I want to, what's the word? I want to level up the way that I travel. I want to move the way. I want to move in a way that's safe, but I also want to enjoy myself. See, me, when I came into it, I looked up to Marwa. I looked up to the homie Cash in Colombia. I looked at Philly Dom, right? Because these were the cats that was running around Bogota, right? Ace Live was in Medellin, but in Bogota it was Marwa, it was Cash, and Philly Dom. And so I used to study them from afar. You know what I'm saying? Besides Marwa and Cash. You know what I mean? Me and Marwa used to chop it up all the time. Cash really kind of showed me, just observing how he moved. I'm like, yo, this is how you this is how you travel, right? Because he was all over the place, but he wasn't messy and he wasn't sloppy, right? So I just made a conscious decision that, man, I want to move like this, because in my mind, that's how you moved, you know? And so when I made that decision, the universe start bringing people in my path to show me how to move correctly, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And that's when I tell you the story of the white dude that told me to be exclusive, be discreet, and move like a submarine. Right? And so and then there's just like experiences that you have that deter you away from different activities, right? And different type of things that you can get involved in, right? Because I've been around the guys, you know, we walk up in the spot, it's like 10 of us, man, but I don't really know all of y'all. You know what I mean? And man, you know, this man over here, he drunk, he can't control his liquor, he want to fight. This dude over here, he getting all disrespectful with the females. So boom. It helped me just confirm my decision that, hey, man, I don't want to move like these people. So I just took from Cash, I took from Marwa, I took from Philly Dom. When I crossed paths with Ace Live, I took from him, and I just mixed up in my own pot and made my own recipe. You know, but as travelers, you're going to experience things in these other countries that should affect you in a positive way to where you
Correct.
grow and you mature as a man and as a human being. Right. And that's where
Correct.
that evolving comes in. You shouldn't be traveling in 2025 the way you was traveling in 2015. If you still moving like if you still moving like you was moving in 2015 and 2025, you got work to do.
Right. And from what you said was you picked up the greatest or pieces from each person that you were following.
Yep.
So for us OGs and experienced travelers, we're not speaking out against Wade J. Rillo travels and others like him, these crash out dummies. The younger crew that are looking up to these guys are picking pieces and parts of their way of traveling. So ultimately that's going to multiply itself and it start going to affecting the ones that are on their own, not doing anything, low-key travelers, expats are already existing in a whole nother fucking country and got shit to do with nothing, all of a sudden get lumped into this fucked up crew of miscreants because they learned from the other crash outs early in their lives.
But understand, Ronan, like they think that's cool. Like they think that's the way that you move.
And,
like
and who's there to tell them there it is not? Who's it there?
But,
who's telling them, yo, that's not right. Yo,
but
don't
even
do that.
But even with me, nobody told me like, yo, that ain't right. Or man, that's right or that's wrong. Like for me, it wasn't like that. It was me just observing, and through my observation, me saying,
you had guys in your circle that you knew traveled.
Nah, bro, I was solo, man.
Okay.
I've always
guys or something that kind of, every once in a while you could consult with them, somebody you knew personally.
I didn't meet nobody. When I first started traveling, I was traveling to Costa Rica because I was in the day trade game. Right.
So
I went to Costa Rica solo.
Right. So this makes my point even louder. If you learn to move by the example of others that were popular at the time and that you liked their style of the way they traveled and everything else, but you weren't necessarily like a quick buck, right? You were about quality and different things like that. A lot of these younger kids that are growing up and looking at these travel spaces are looking for that quick come up, are looking for that popularity, are looking at who's really making waves in the community. And they don't give a fuck how they got to get it done. They don't have the morals or the ethics maybe we grew up with. They, by any means necessary, is the way these crews are moving now.
Right. But again, I didn't have
contributing
I
to
hear what
that
you say.
Up and comings. Who's speaking?
I hear what you say.
So what I'm saying is who's speaking against you got to cut that shit out.
You know what? I have to push back, Rogan, man. I understand what you're saying, but there are a lot of young. Wait! You talked enough, man. Let me say something.
I'll be the punching dummy all night long.
No, it just the thing is,
you good, man. You good.
You can only help people that want to be helped. My son,
right.
Hold up. My son just got back from Medellin, Colombia. Colombia is not safe bullshit. I've been going to Colombia since 2015, but hey, it is what it is. Guess what I did? I sat him down with all his friends. We did a Zoom call. I made sure all of his friends was on that Zoom call. Set them down. We talked about the do's and don'ts, what to look out for, everything else. And guess what they did? They took notes. They listened. No pushback. And the thing is, because they were eager to learn, because they know, hey, this person he has been through it. And that's the thing. You have some kids, well, I don't want to call them kids, some young adults now that are now starting to travel that want to learn from you. And there's the ones that don't want to learn shit and just want to go and just fuck shit up. Leave them alone. Take the ones that want to learn and bring them to you.
Didn't I say that earlier?
No, you said help everybody. I'm not with helping everybody.
No, I said I go in a dark room, I shine a flashlight, and the ones that want to come towards the light come. That's what I said.
Hey, Ronan, there was a lot of people that helped Jay Rello. Lot of people. And he still wanted to take this route. I you know what I'm saying? I sat him down, I bought him the beer.
Right.
Sunday night smoking, the rest of the good fellas, they talked to him.
You
In the
already know
streets
I'm in front of them. You know, everybody.
Homegirl that be in DR, what's her name? Kayla. She tried to help him out. A lot of dudes tried to help this guy out. And then some other people got in his ear. And we know who they are. We're not gonna name their names. It's their management team. Say, yo, do it this way. We doing anything for clout. And here you go. This is what
And
you got.
They doing this shit for clout and for popularity, because these cats really believe that in order to get abroad, they gotta be something, right?
Right.
And then they also are just doing shit just to get views, bruh.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like what happened to the authenticity? What happened to being original? You know what I mean? Those are the cats that was really kicking it up. You know, I wasn't even looking at YouTube until my people in Costa Rica, because I was on a team of all Costa Ricans. I didn't know anybody there. I just went down there on the strength of abroad. You know what I'm saying? And my whole team was Costa Ricans. You know? That's right, Ronan. Straight savage. You know what I'm saying?
Leave that alone, man.
Yeah.
Good though.
Straight savage. You know what I'm saying? And it was my Costa Rican people that was making the contacts in Colombia. That was like, yo, we thinking about going to Colombia. We thinking about going to Colombia. That's what even got me on the YouTube. Like, oh, okay, let me do some research about Colombia. Because everybody else, I was like, yo, man, Colombia? They're like, oh, no, it's cool. We got people out there. So I started doing my research, and that's when I came across Marwa. You know, and he had like 500 subscribers. I didn't even know that you could comment on channels. You know what I'm saying? I left a comment. He commented back. He commented back. Oh shit, this nigga talking to me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we just kind of built from there. So by the time I got to Bogota, and I had him link me up with Cash, because Cash had done an interview with Cash, and I reached out to Mara like, hey man, put me on my homeboy, man. You know what I'm saying? Homeboy from Seattle. See if he'll chop it up with me, right? Because I understood that Mara, even though he was in Colombia, he was in Africa. You know what I mean? So he got a different perspective. You know what I mean? So I was like, yo, let me holler at this American dude, because you know he from the States. He gonna be able to chop it to me the way it needs to be chopped, the way I can understand it. You know what I mean? And but again, I took the initiative. You know what I mean? I walked towards the light in the room. You know?
Well, let me say this. And I want to go back to what Player with a Passport said. If you still traveling the way you traveling now that you was traveling in 2015, you doing something wrong.
100%.
When I first touched down in Sosua, and for any of the old school Sosua heads watching, they know this spot called Villa Chaser. That was the first spot that I stayed at, right? So that Villa Chaser's back over there by the new casino. It's back in that area, right? So that was the first spot I stayed at. I stayed there a couple times with the crew that I was rocking with. That brought me in. They brought me in and showed me the rope, showed me how to move in Sosua, right? And then after a couple years, we upgraded. We moved over to another property called Perla Marina, which is further down that highway in Sosua, going towards Cabarete, right? And then as the years went on, we stepped it up over to Hispaniola, Ocean Village, and Casa Linda. So you can see as the time goes on, our style of vacation progresses. You know what I'm saying? We staying in better apartments, better villas, better hotels. If you've been going to Sosua for 5 years and you still staying at that rat trap, damn, I just lost the name of it. If you still staying at that rat trap called New Garden, then you doing something wrong, my brother. Now that's for all the people out there, all the Sasua listeners. If you've been going down there for 5 years and you still staying at New Garden, you moving wrong. There's been no progression in your vacation.
Right. But listen to each
Hey,
one of
Big
you guys.
Gangs. My
You
first
guys just
exposure to
listen.
Sasua was back in 2013, and I stayed at my first hotel was Casa Cajena. That was the first hotel. Then, of course, I started branching out, going to Puerto Plata, Cabarete. But yeah, like you said, East travel, you should get better. East travel, you should step up your game. If you're constantly doing the same shit that you were doing 10 years ago, you have
100%.
not grown as a traveler yet.
Right. And even on my short video clip that I put out, Gaines, you heard me say I would expect you to have marked improvement each time you went out. You should be learning something every time you went to another country.
100%.
But here's the point I'm trying to say. Each one of you guys used examples and the way that you guys learned how to travel by looking and following others that traveled before you.
Yeah.
So here's the rub. Each one of you guys learned to have common sense, but you weren't having a group of other guys supporting your travel. You had to go out and earn it on your own, meaning you went out and worked for your travel money. You went out and did things to where you had a greater appreciation in the way you moved.
Right.
Willow has started a whole nother way in the aspect of traveling where his chat, he's like a VR dummy. He's the ghetto VR equivalent to a dummy. Whatever money's he has to react to his supporters in that way. Now you got young travelers that are following that branding and the way to move. These are all ghetto VR and parasites, as Black Man likes to coin now. The passport parasites. These guys are ghetto dummies. So basically, they're reacting to whatever their chat is paying for them to do.
Right.
Now, younger cats looking at this and saying, hey, these guys are getting money for stuff that I don't have a morality or ethic problem with doing myself. Let me go out here and replicate that because I'll get to see the world that way.
Until Ronan, they'll do that.
Why I'm saying this.
Ronan, one of the things why I came up is to talk about what can happen. And when you have these, as you succinctly said, the VR dummies, the avatar people that they're putting online with these, pay for it as you go travels, eventually you're going to run into a reality. And that reality could cost you your life. If you are a person who finds themselves in a place where you don't understand what's going on, you don't speak the language, and you're playing around, it can go left in a very serious way. And, one of the things, I first went abroad and lived abroad when I was 22 years old, straight out of college. I went and I lived in Mexico, and that I was able to get a job at the university there, and I worked there. But during that time that I was there, I was also held at gunpoint twice. And I will say that Mexico is a tremendous country. I love the place. But when it goes left, it goes left. And it's a matter of seconds and split decisions whether you walk away from a bad experience or not. And what I fear for these young people is that in this, VR world that they're creating for themselves, they don't realize this is real life, and that real life can step into your world very, very quickly. And so, I do believe for the people that are more experienced travelers, none of us want to see harm happen to any of these young people. I dread that. But when I looked at that situation with Mr. Rello,
Radio,
that could have gone left very, very quickly.
And still can. He ain't out of
And
there
still
yet.
can. And still can. And the idea that he thought he was safe enough or secure enough to do the things that he did on camera was shocking to me. You know, and you see now it's blowing up. But that could have gone left within the situation. I've seen a couple of these things that have gone on in Colombia where the people are not playing the game right, and then other people come to collect. You know, and this situation that Radio was in is freaking crazy. He doesn't understand it. I have been there. So I'll leave it at that and let the other people respond.
Well, let me say this real quick.
Chief Justice, no, I'm not the guy that shoots pit bull shorts. That's not me. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this real quick. I don't think there's any real serious. Well, hopefully maybe over in Kenya. But when he comes back to America, I don't think there's any real serious charges that he could face. Somebody was on BMT's channel the other night talking about a list of federal charges. I don't think that's gonna happen. But what I do hope happens that somebody over here in the United States is seeing this shit. And when he gets back to the United States and he goes to clear through customs, that U.S. Customs takes his passport. Tell him, yo, you're not a good representation of America.
Yeah.
And hopefully that
could happen.
Of Jay Rello.
I tell you
But
what, Ronan.
It can also happen in these countries. You know, politicians, and we talked about this before, Ronan, that politicians watch these YouTubes.
100%.
And what is on the video with Radio is enough for a politician to stop him at the airport and investigate what exactly happened, with unequivocally. And
but
so,
that would be that country. So let's say he'll be banned from coming back to Nairobi, Kenya. But guess what? He can still run and do his antics over in Thailand. He can still run down to Brazil and do his antics. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if that's possible. I mean, I don't know how they are in Kenya, but I can tell you definitively in both Latin America, depending on the country that you're talking about, and in certain parts of Asia, like in Thailand, I just saw it recently where the guy overstayed his visa with his family. He had his wife and children there, and they hit him with the fine. I think it was $500 a head, and he had enough for his wife and his kids, but he didn't have enough to pay for his own fine for overstaying his visa, and they put him in jail for 15 days.
Mm.
Yeah, they weren't playing
over here, but Tally and them have fucked it up for everybody. You know, so they're looking through your social medias now. They're looking through a lot of shit, and if this kid ain't smart enough to do what he's doing, then already, he walk into one of these countries, they'll turn him right around and say, "No, you're not welcome."
100%.
Seen it happen. It happened in Medellin.
Right. At the least, if it comes out and it gets enough traction, either World Star, the feminists get a hold of it, and they start talking about this enough he gets enough attention. By the time he comes back to America, at the least, maybe they ban his passport for a while. Maybe they take it from him. At the most, one of these countries are going to wind up putting him underneath the jail if he even makes it to jail, based on what he does.
And that's what I'm saying. You first have to get. I wouldn't necessarily count on the United States per se dealing with him, but you got to make it to the airport, and you play around, and you can wind up in somebody's trunk. But I was there. that I've had it. I've had situations. It wasn't generated by me, but I'll just give an example. The first thing how I had a pew pew put in my face was I went to the bar. I was, as I said, a young man. I was 22, and my friends, I was hanging out with Mexicans, and they went to the bar, and there, I don't know if it's still like that. I've been back, but I haven't been back like this. you have to buy the bottle. You can't buy a drink by the glass. So you have to buy the bottle. And what these guys did was they wound up inviting these girls over to our table that were spoken for by, how do I refer to them, Ronan? The local organization. Okay. That the local organization, they had a table, you know, and the guys I was with invited them to our table to drink this bottle that we had bought. So at the time, I didn't think much of it. I had only been in the country a couple of months at that point. And we're walking to the car and we get run down on by these guys. Guns out. And I'm like, oh shit, you know, what, you know, and they're screaming at each other, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh man, I'm about to die right now. And the dude told him, if you ever disrespect our table and our organization like that again, I'm going to lay you down. And that was in a matter of seconds. Now, I truthfully don't think that those guys realized that those girls were affiliated, but that's how quickly it can happen.
100%. I seen a dude get knocked out. I seen a dude get knocked out in Bogota. My dude TT and Envigado in Medellin knocked the dude out. Colombian dude, my dude TT. This shit can get weird, man. I did a room share one time. Hey man, I want to network. You know, I want to meet people, man. I'm gonna do a room share. You know, I'm gonna be around some other people. Man, a dude brought a female up there, man. Shit went left. I wake up at like 2, 3 in the morning to a bunch of screaming and yelling, a hall full of police all up and down the stairs. You know what I'm saying? This shit can get real, and it can get real quick. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's as far as these new travelers, they could look at this cat or look at these cats that's moving like this, and they can think it's cool, you know. And I'm gonna pop my collar real quick. They gonna think that they cool until player with a passport come walking around the corner, come walking up the street, and they see how the kid is moving. You understand? Right. Because that's how it was when I ran into the white dude. Man, damn, who was that? You know what I mean? Gans, Black Man Travels. Y'all know how it out there in Medellin, and let's say you at the Wee Bar having a drink, right out there in Parque Jettas, you at the Wee Bar, you're having a drink, and there's all these people walking around, and then that one dude comes walking through the crowd. And man, he different, right? He looked different. His broad, like they just got a level of class, right? That you're not used to seeing, you know. So you think, hey, man, who was that? Right. So these guys that are running around, you know, begging for this money, and for the guys that are following them, thinking that it's cool, it's not going to be until they start getting these weird experiences that they realize, oh man, that's not the way I want to move. You know, that's not the way that I want to move, man, because that's too much drama. Even moving around with a bunch of people that you don't know, because you don't know all their personalities. And you don't know does this person know how to control their liquor? Is this person a hothead? You know, you don't know these people, you know? And so eventually you're going to find a way to get through it your own type of way. You're going to whip together your own recipe. Hopefully you do, right? And that'll come by you that'll come by you having experiences, learning from those experiences, growing from those experiences, and evolving as a man and as a traveler. You know?
Let me read this real quick. From Dismit. Y'all hoping that he gets his passport taken is not something I would subscribe to. I don't wish that kind of severe bad on this guy yet. Oh, I absolutely do. Absolutely do. There's 12% of the wait. Let me finish first before you jump in, Daniel. It's 12% of the population in all the United States. There's very few of us still, as far as brothers, that actually have passports that do travel. So even the smallest percentage of black men are traveling worldwide on a global scale. And absolutely, if one motherfucker can fuck it up for the rest of us, that passport needs to be snatched most expeditiously. Like other YouTubers will say, I hate a ninja. That's a ninja at the worst level. Matter of fact, Black Man Travels just renamed him to being a parasite in our community. That shit needs to be stamped out and stamped out quickly. Absolutely, at the minimum, his passport needs to be taken. I didn't say he needs to be thrown up underneath the jail yet, but if that country catches him breaking the law, absolutely. He needs to pay for his fucking crimes. I'm not excusing any of this fucking action. Not at all. Because we're subject to the same rules when we travel.
100%. Yo, HB Global, what are you talking about, homeboy?
Right. Darnell, go ahead.
Let me say this real quick. Somebody in the passport office made a mistake. Because I know everybody deserves a second chance. But in the passport office, I'm thinking they would look at his jacket and see what he was convicted for and be like, nah, this dude shouldn't be going anywhere.
What I had said about this previously is that depending on the state and depending on the length of time in between those incidences and when he applied, you can get an expungement. And depending on that, you know, how the expungement is revealed or not revealed to agencies depends on the state. So I suspect what happened in his case was that he had those things expunged.
No, it hasn't been expunged. If it was expunged, we wouldn't know about it.
That's not always true.
He could have professed and found out. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't necessarily hook it up, but he might have admitted to it. This is what happened.
It depends on what the rules are for that state for public records. So I don't know, but to the point that the gentleman just made, the only way that I could see that it could happen is some kind of way that was expunged or removed in a way that it would be a block to him getting his passport. But I don't know. I don't know the details of his case.
But this ain't the first time that this ain't the first time that this cat done been in some mess though, right?
No.
Yeah, but the word expunge literally translates to erase or remove completely. So if it was expunge, again, there would be no. I mean, obviously there'd be a record, but it wouldn't be a matter of public information. Okay, you couldn't look them up and see, hey.
But no, we understand the definition, but the point is, he'll brag about it because he has no shame. So it doesn't matter whether it was expunged or not. He runs his fucking mouth. So at the end of the day, however the rule, however his record got out, whether he was trying to get street cred or legitimacy on how he moved around Gary, Indiana, whatever the fuck it was, it got out there. So now that we know, and it's been expunged, it's only called to question on how he got it, which Philippi just addressed, and whether it still gets out there that he's doing this in other countries, and whether his blue passport gets taken from him or not. Now, my question to you, joining the panel, and everybody else has answered this, are you I'm my brother's keeper, or are you like, fuck that, I'm on my own?
Hey,
I was asked a question. Let me answer this question real quick.
Let me just say this because I know you're gonna go into a diatribe. Oh, go ahead.
He just asked me a quick question.
Go ahead.
Basically, I mean, we should be our brother's keepers. We really should. I come from the Army. We had to hold each other accountable. If one guy effed up, that meant that there was mass punishment. So that's where I come from. But I'm just gonna be real with you. With a guy like Jay Rello, I mean, there is no such thing as holding this man accountable. He has no guilt, no remorse, no shame. I'm the freshest in Gary. I am Himothy. I'm that nigga. Every
He
goddamn
definitely
thing.
gay.
This is a man that is proud of being a fucking degenerate. How do you hold a man like this account? It's like saying, you know, a man that's a thief. You know what I'm saying? He's always going to be a thief. Hey, I'm a thief. That's just who I am.
Hey, Ronan, real quick.
Go ahead.
Let me speak up for the dudes in the street. The streets don't respect that type of crime he was convicted for. You get where I'm coming from?
Mm.
The streets
Wanna-
do not respect that type of crime he was convicted for.
One of them.
That's true.
One of them.
They don't respect grape. You know, even though he was not a rapist himself, he was complicit. You know, he was the lookout.
He did a bid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did he do it standing on 10?
15 years, I think.
There's no way he did 15.
He I think he was convicted for 15. He might have not did the whole 15. He might have got parole or something like that. But the way I heard it was a 15-year conviction. But still, no, whatever it was, and I'm speaking for the dudes in the streets. The streets do not respect that type of crime.
Where was the crime committed?
Wait, stop. Let's stop right there. I don't care about the time. I don't care to continue to entertain the topic when it comes to his conviction, his crime, and all that. We get the gist. He's a known felon. He has a behavior problem. And here's the point. Is it affecting you right now, or will it affect you in the future? Let's stay on topic.
I think it could affect all travelers in the future, right? Because I mean even these creep cam things are affecting travelers. Even a lot of the nonsense that these guys are talking about on camera is affecting travelers, right? But as a traveler, one way you cannot be affected by it is not moving sloppy like these cats. You know, like I always say, man, like I probably won't even run into any of these cats ever. You know, because they're not going to places that I'm going. You know,
the thing is, brother, though, it's like, okay, you know, when you're that shit, lost my goddamn train of thought. But you know, I mean, the thing is that okay, this will definitely affect us. I mean, like I said, every time a black man, matter of fact, O.J. Duke Jackson just did a damn good, you know, video on a similar topic like this, where okay, every time a black person does something, you notice how the media always portrays us as a community as thugs. They always use thugs and degenerates and all sorts of stuff. But every time a white person does something, they use different words. Lone wolf. This individual is crazy. You see what I'm saying?
Darnell. But that's what these cats don't understand, right? They forgot that they black. And I don't mean like they forgot that they black as far as they color, their skin, and their culture. I'm talking about they forgot when you a black man, you can't get away with things that other people get away with. You can't put certain things on camera that other people put on camera because you're black. This is stuff that we learn when we kids.
Thank you. Hold on. Stop. You guys just all proved my point. You can't get away from your skin color. So while you want to say moving on my own, you are being affected by this dude and others. So while you are trying to move on your own, you are your brother's keeper because you're either fixing his fuck ups or you're going to prevent fuck ups.
No, we're not.
Yeah.
But Ronan, how do you fix Jay Rillo's fuck ups at this point?
You don't. That's the point. You let them fuck up.
Here's the no. That's bullshit. First of all, I'm not.
And let's be clear. There's a lot of him in the travel space. He just one that got a camera.
Let me say this. Let me say this.
Oh yeah.
Listen. First of all, I've never been a criminal. So all this snitching culture is bullshit. If somebody's fucking up to better the community, you get that fuck up out of your fucking community. It's not about snitching. It's about saying and doing the right things. So if you know this brother's going somewhere, I don't give a fuck. He needs to have his passport taken. If I knew I was in a community where he was, he needs to be gone.
Right.
Yeah, but the thing is,
by you being silent, you are still complicit. I don't give a fuck if you're not snitching. He's still around you. That energy is still around you. That toxicity is still around you.
Right.
So I'm sorry. He's got to fucking go. The support of this motherfucker is at a point where it's fucking contagious and toxic for the rest of the community. When is enough within the community for you guys to wake up and say, fuck all the bullshit? He's got to fucking go. It's him or us.
Well, that's the thing, Ronan. Everybody be turning their cheek.
But here's the problem: is that
the Bible says turn it once, and you guys have religious. So what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I'm with you 100%.
Y'all can't stand on business one time. What the fuck? You set an example. And listen,
here's the
you
problem.
set an example for one or two, and the rest will fall in line. But since you guys aren't an example,
I mean, Roland, you're believing a make-believe. Look,
I'm
listen.
not a make-believe. I'm a reality.
I was quiet for a while.
If you go out, listen. If you go into the military, if one
that's
fucks
military,
up,
that's different. Military has structure. You cannot compare military life to regular life.
The problem with our community is we don't have motherfucking structure. Thank you for saying that.
Well, that's the point. So you're trying to convince a group of people.
Hold up. White people have it. Asian people have it. Latin people have fucking structure. You're making an excuse.
But the thing is,
lack of structure as an acceptable way of ignoring it. It's not going to go away to ignore it. You got to fucking address it. And you got to address it each and every fucking time.
Look, you could go ahead and address it. I'm not doing a goddamn thing. I'm going to build my own community of travelers, well-minded men who wants to build. The ones that don't want to build but destroy, fuck them. That's my mindset. I'm going to stay with that mindset. And it's like, I'm not going to waste my time and energy to do that. So it's just 100%. Like, you know what? At the end of the day, listen, I'm 47 years old. I only got 30 good years left in me. I'm not going to waste it. It's not.
You got a long
the issue is that there's a difference between going abroad for a couple of weeks or a month and living abroad. If you are living in the communities where this young man went, you are now stuck with the stink of what he did.
Right.
And that's the problem. What do you do about that? Because, like, for example, when I lived abroad, and I've done it several times, the people, depending on how big that community is, remember the last American that was there. And so they're comparing you to the last one they saw. Well, if the last one they saw was this guy, you got an uphill battle.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah, once the damage is done, is done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to be honest with you, good night, everybody. Shout out to my brother Ronan Travels. Black Man Travels, how y'all doing?
Wait. Before you say anything, are you I am my brother's keeper, or I'm not, and fuck it, I'm on my own?
F it, I'm on my own.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I actually saw the video, finally. I actually saw the video of this guy in Kenya doing what he did. And to be honest with you, upset is not even the word I'll use at this point. Like, it's hard enough being a black man in America because of other people don't know how to conduct themselves. So now we got to deal with this guy overseas acting a fool, and of all places, he does it in Africa.
Right.
Like, are you trying to prove a point? Like you a degenerate in every place where you choose Africa to do that, right? So I don't think it even matters to take his passport. I think what needs to happen to him is he needs to be dealt with by individuals that don't work for the government. That makes sense. Like the government taking his passport, they got too much on their hands already. But this individual in particular, dudes need to find this dude, run up on him, talk to him a little bit, box him up a little bit. Because the conversations I'm hearing is that we need to support the brother. Support what? Our community is the only community that goes through this constantly. There's always another individual doing degeneracy, and you got some that support him, and you got some that don't. The brother went to Kenya, beat up on a 304, recorded it. Who does stuff like that? You want to record yourself having relations with a pay for play? What's wrong with you?
Well,
You don't get credit for that. What's wrong with you?
But the thing is, though, man, I mean, do you really want to go to jail for assaulting a piece of crap?
Who said anything about putting hands on people?
Yeah, I never said that.
You said about somebody. You said somebody needs to go there and.
No, I said run up on him, talk to him a little bit, slap him up. I mean, it's what it is at this point. If Kenny didn't slap him up,
that's assault.
Yeah, slap him up, box him up, Jamaican style, box him up 2 times.
That's called assault.
Because it's like it is. You're absolutely right, but it's come to the point now. Did we have the same reaction when he boxed up that woman on video? We didn't see it, but we heard it. So it's like if people are telling you things in a calm, respectful way, and you're not listening, what other way is there to teach you that you have to listen? You're a man. You see what I'm saying?
The path that he's on is a path of self-destruction. It's a path where there's nothing positive at the end of that path. You know, so I really don't think that we need to do anything. You know what I mean? Because if he continues down this path, the path is going to take care of him on its own.
Yeah, you lie with dogs, you're going to catch fleas.
Like I said, I'd like to see if K9 can come up. I know he's a traveler and he's a younger guy. You know, I would like to hear from some of the other guys. So we dropped the link in again. The panel is open for comment. We'd like to hear other younger guys. I don't want to have a whole bunch of panel of OG guys, but appreciate David Dice coming up. You guys are more than welcome to hit the link, but go ahead, Gans.
Hey, Ronan, maybe the brother at the bottom got a point. Maybe we need to go back to the era of dudes getting punched in the face. That's the era that I grew up in. Dudes got punched in the face on the block for acting a fool.
But that's the thing, that this ain't the block. This ain't in the States. You know what I mean? Like, listen, I sure as hell ain't gonna be out the country trying to fight somebody because of some bullshit that they did. Like, nigga, I'm out here kicking. I'm out here enjoying myself. But like I said before, the path that he's on is going to take care of. It's either going to deter him or he going to learn from it and he going to make a change. But the path that he's on is going to do the work. You know what I mean? We can sit up here and talk all day about, yo, this should be done. This should be done. But for him specifically, the path that he's taken, that path is going to work itself out. And it's either, like I said, it's going to deter him or it's going to straighten him out.
But the problem is,
he's not going to make no change. I heard he did this in DR too.
Yeah, this ain't the first time he done this.
And I even asked him on Razor Rays. I even asked him on Razor Rays. I super chatted in a question for J Rello. Like, I mean, do you have any shame, guilt, remorse, anything? What does your mama think? You know, this dude really don't give a shit. He never even answered. He didn't even acknowledge the question. He just kept saying, I'm that dude, blah, blah, blah. He's proud of what he did, you know. And here's the thing, though. The only way you could deal with people like that is to not deal with them. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, you can rough them up. You can do whatever. But let's face it, you know, he's an animal.
How we treat animals.
Bro, he's a knucklehead, homie. And like any knucklehead, the lesson will get learned. And in one shape or in one form or another, the lesson will absolutely get learned, man.
No, it's like a stripper or a woman that works in the corn industry. You know, it takes them forever and a day, especially today. They think everything's sunshine and rainbows. You know.
But Darnell, here's the thing: you're complicit if you're paying. Here's the thing: those same examples you use are constantly getting money. It doesn't matter what their morality is; they're getting money from doing it. So they're benefiting from the action. So what's the cause and effect of them wanting to quit? No more money. And fuck the morals, fuck the ethics, fuck all that shit. It's about the money.
Yeah.
Nobody with a brain is gonna want to. Nobody with a brain, with a half a brain, is gonna want to mimic what this cat is doing.
No,
About that.
I mean,
I said nobody with a half a brain.
I guess NYC the future ain't got half a brain.
I was just getting ready to say that.
That's a key word. Half a brain.
Big Boss talking about he doing a fundraiser now. I mean, it's spreading, man.
Well, they all doing fundraisers and begging for money, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they got no money.
I really hope Black Man Travels not listening to this, but I actually agree with him on this time. Don't tell him though. But I agree with him. Like it's hard enough to find quality people when you go overseas and you actually want to build a foundation, and to actually deal with the same nonsense overseas like we do in America. Like there's no, all due respect, there's no such thing as a Black community. Who got time for that? Be loyal to quality people. It's too hard out here. Look at Carnival Cruise. They're rebranding. They tired of nonsense. They tired.
Good point.
They're tired. So why is it that we gotta correct individuals in our own community who don't even have proper ethics to do it for themselves?
Wait. Let's address that. You said Carnival Cruise Lines is changing their mentality and what they're going to put up with. How are they doing it? They're excluding the group.
Yes, sir.
So if we're a Black community that's tired of the actions of a few, what do? Mm-hmm. You exclude them, or you find a way to exclude them out of your fucking group. But is anybody saying that shit? No. So what are you doing? You're complicit in the actions of this one if you're not trying to talk about exclusionary tactics and getting him outside of being included in the overall group.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying now, Roland. See, at first I was picking up on it, but now I'm seeing the big picture. Yeah, you're talking about the travel space needs to be like, yo, get this cat up out of here.
Hey, Roland.
Don't include him in nothing. Don't bring him up on your panels. Don't do no interviews with him. I'm in agreement with that 100%. I don't know how some people could even interview him after that shit. I don't know how anybody could bring him up on their panel after that shit.
Again, that's all about money and views. It's really not about the interview process. We all know
he was on Raisin's channel earlier, and he stood on business and said, y'all are not going to get him out of this travel space. He said when they cancel his channel, he come up with another channel. And when they cancel that channel, he's coming with another channel. He stood on that. He said, you're not getting him out of this travel space.
Yeah, you can't keep nobody. You can't tell nobody to not watch his videos. But what you can do, you can't tell nobody to not subscribe to his channel. But what you can do is, if a person like that reach out to you, like, yo, Ronan, man, hey man, I got some things I want to talk about. Now, homie, I can't help you. You know, that's all you can do.
I mean, it's the only example I could see this guy who he reminds me of is probably Fresh and Fit. Remember when they were the top show on YouTube, and their topics started to get so out of pocket, they canceled themselves. You see what I'm saying? So how long do we have to wait for this guy to actually cancel himself?
The only way he's going to cancel himself is get caught up in some kind of legal matter in another country, and that's how he's going to cancel himself. But I'd rather it not be amplified to that point to get him canceled, because it looks bad on all. But that looks bad on all of us. Is my point.
No, it doesn't.
But he don't care about all of us.
He don't.
Because when you look at the Black community and the feminists and the Black feminists that go along with that, the minute a Black man fucks up, it's amplified 100 times fold.
Like I said, it's only one way. It's only one way.
I don't have that collective mindset that you have, Roland. So I'm gonna continue to do me. I'm gonna continue to travel the world. I'm gonna continue to be the great ambassador that I am for Black men. All the other dudes doing all this fuck shit, fuck them. Like I really mean it at the bottom of my heart. Fuck them. Is what it is.
Yeah.
Listen, like I said,
I would never run into. I would never run into this dude radio ever, unless I was walking in the cigar lounge or walking out the cigar lounge, and he happened to be walking past. That's the only time. And now, now I bring my own cigars, so I don't even need to go to the cigar lounge anymore.
But play it with a passport. You be in Medellin. He's been to Medellin.
Listen, he's not going. Believe me when I tell you, bro. He's not going nowhere that I'm going.
He's not going to the places in Medellin you go. I get it.
Yeah,
Here's the point I'm trying to make. Here's the point I'm trying to make, and you guys aren't getting. Holding one another accountable isn't policing. It's solidarity. It's saying we move differently because our actions are under a fucking spotlight at all times. But you guys aren't catching that.
Come again, Ronan.
By us holding him accountable, we're actually becoming one solidary kind of mindset. Whether you're a pastor, bro, an expat, somebody that's traveling on a regular basis as a black man, saying that we are going to move differently in these countries because we are understandably always under a fucking spotlight.
No, I wouldn't say moving differently. You know what I mean? The ones.
Hey, shout out for K9's $2 super chat or sticker. Appreciate the contribution to the channels. Thank you very much. And like I said, you can hit the link if you like, and also in the streets for keys. We need as much input as possible on this. It's not just about Jay Rillo. It's just about, are we holding our brothers accountable? Are we as men holding each other accountable? Everybody likes to say iron sharpens iron or steel sharpens steel, whatever the way you want to phrase it. Where's the sharpening at right now?
Well,
I'm not trying to help.
Ronan, you
let me ask you a question, and just follow where I'm going with this. Do you hang out at the cigar lounge across the street from the Haven Hotel?
No.
Play with a passport?
Oh, you was talking to me? Say again?
I said, do you hang out at the cigar lounge across the street from the Haven Hotel in Medellin?
I hang out in La Cava de Puro in Medellin.
Okay. Because where I was trying
and I go to La Cava de Puro because nobody's in La Cava de Puro.
Oh, okay.
They all go to the one directly across the hall, that little one where the dude got that little one. Yeah. Or they go to the one that sell the fake cigars. Excuse me. Or they go to the new joint. You know what I mean? But even if I was to go to the cigar lounge and there was a lot of cats in there, I'm either getting my shit to go, or I'm gonna go find a little hole in the corner and smoke it.
But what I'm saying is, if you at the one right across the street from the Haven,
right,
those 2 blocks away, he's right there. So you can't say that you're not gonna bump into him.
Do he smoke cigars?
You could be leaving there and walking up the street. He's 2 blocks away.
Gans, I'll walk right past him. Like that's what the cats don't understand, Gans. Like,
I get it. Get what you're saying. But what you're saying is he's not gonna be nowhere where I'm gonna be.
Meaning
he's 2 blocks away.
Meaning, Gans, we're not gonna have any conversation or any association.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I get that.
Yeah, like I said before, man, I'm the type of cat that'll walk in a cigar lounge. I'll sit directly across from you and won't say nothing. You know, I'll be on my phone listening to music or watching a movie. You might say, hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? Boom, I'm back in my movie, smoking my cigar.
Right.
You know, so yeah, I don't even move like that, running around, trying to talk to everybody and all that. Man, I don't get down like that.
But then we know us brothers that's hanging out in the cigar lounge. We got a different mindset anyway.
Yeah.
Real quick, on Global, that video I put out earlier was a flashback of me interviewing him June 9th of 2024, telling him that he needed to change the way he moved. And each time he traveled, he needed to have a marked improvement in the way he moved. He should be showing people how to move positively and not by the seat of his pants. He should not be traveling as a fundraising type of dude. He should have his own credit cards. He should be moving on his own. I ran all that down during that brief little 6-minute clip I put down based on a panel that I had with him, and I was on the Andrew show. So this is me just flashing back, looking at what we've all talked about. Keys sat up here and said, not Keys, Gans said he had a one-on-one conversation with him over a beer and probably DR. Tried to run down the game to him. So when you have all these brothers, they're trying to run the game down to him, and he's totally ignoring every positive way of moving through this space without disrupting, causing waves or chaos. For the other, then you have to look at the influence of maybe the chat that he's got, the ones that are influencing the crash out, his management. All those things need to be looked at on why this brother specifically is moving the way he's moving. We had so many other people telling him a positive way of doing it.
Wait, Mr. Ronan.
But Ronan, in your own words that you just said just now, it sounds like you held him accountable. I spoke to Jay Rello. I held him accountable.
I just said that.
A lot of people held him accountable, at this point. So you can't say the community is not holding him accountable.
I didn't say that. I said to continue to be, listen, I didn't say nobody didn't hold him accountable. I just ran down some of the people and you ran on some others. So since you held him accountable and since there's no fucking consequences, because nobody else is saying they're holding them to the accountability of what they challenged him to change, then you're still complicit in his actions.
Okay, so how
You're still
are
replicating
you?
his ability to earn money. You're replicating his ability for exposure. You're still giving him a platform to speak aside for his own.
Okay, so are you complicit as well?
No, absolutely not. You hear me denouncing him on every panel I've ever been on.
I've denounced.
You've heard everything I've said. Well, not really, because today on Raise or Raise, you kind of said, in your own words, we heard what was going on, but you really can't say what he did behind closed doors.
I just said the video evidence. The video evidence was just not enough to say that he smacked this woman around. You couldn't see him smacking her.
You could hear it though.
That's all I said. You could hear.
Hey,
all you could hear was just smacking.
Hey, Darnell.
You could just hear smacking, which it might have been her, could have been him. We don't know.
So he was.
Hey, Darnell. Darnell, you didn't hear what I said on Sunday Night Smokes panel, and shout out to him. He said he beat up the guy in Medellin, but we didn't see that. Right? All you saw was the action. You didn't really see him beating the guy up, but he said he beat him up. Now in this one, we didn't see him hit the girl, but on the video, but he says he didn't hit the girl. So which one is it? You beat up the guy in Medellin, but we really didn't see it. Now we didn't see this action over here, but you saying you didn't hit the girl.
Well, he could have been lying about beating up the guy in Medellin. Again, if we didn't see it, we don't know what really happened.
Come on, man.
I think this is a situation where the ocean will deal with this. That he's gone into a space where now he's out to sea, and whatever happens on the sea happens on the sea.
Your papa here?
Huh?
Okay, let me go and I'll come down and shut the door. Love you.
All right.
But you know what I mean? Like he's in a place now where we don't know what's going to happen out of the Kenya situation. We don't know. He doesn't know
Probably nothing at this point.
Hold up, we got another panelist finally. I welcome New York City Kings to the panel. I need to know first things first, brother. I'm my brother's keeper, or are you the type to say, fuck it, I'm on my own?
I'm on my own.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm on my own. It's hard to trust brothers these days, man. I want to trust them, but they keep failing, you know? Sometimes it's better to be on your own and make your own decisions. No, I'm not my
Exactly.
brother's keeper.
All right.
I tried
But
that once.
and to address this real quick, Jaron, and nobody's embarrassed because there's no morality or ethics. So family wise, don't nobody give a fuck about shit. That's why you got little girls at 18 going right to OnlyFans to sell themselves out for a couple $1,000,000. There's no shame anymore. Families don't care about that shit.
You need to stop saying that, man.
They don't.
They don't.
No,
Let's be real.
no,
Let's be real.
no.
There's no fucking shame in this world no more.
No, the problem is the ones that have no shame are the ones being spotlighted. Let's just be honest here, man. There's still families that still teaching their kids right and wrong and to do the right thing. It's just the ones that's doing all the bullshit is the one that's getting all the line, is getting the attention. That's what it is. That's what social media is.
Right.
You dumb
There you
shit,
go.
you get recognized.
That's
So
a black
that's-
mentality. I gotta.
Wait, I said that for a reason. You just chimed up and said that amplifies itself throughout the community, though.
Look, again, it goes back. Build your own community. Build the people who think and move just like you, and you're okay. Stop trying to save everybody. You can't save everybody, man. Some people leave them where they are. It's what it is, man.
This guy, Black Man Child, is the only guy I know that could say the right thing and the wrong thing at the same time. You're a legend. All I'm saying is, right, you're a legend because the community that like Ronan is saying, there is no shame and there's no more shame anymore.
Please
You
hit the
got
link.
parents trying to.
Again, if you build your own community, you will set the standard that you want. Everyone shares the same standard and expectation. If you don't build your own community, like your own family, you have the right friends around you, anything fucking goes.
No, I'm
You
saying
can't
you're right
compare the
about that.
two.
I'm agreeing with you on that aspect, but I'm also agreeing with Ronan on the other aspect too. Like I said, I'm not loyal to any skin color. I'm loyal to quality people. So like I said, I really don't give two shits about the black community, to be honest with you. I care about quality people because it feels like you're trying to protect and save the community that's low-key bringing you down. It's stressful. So like Ronan said, yes, there's no more shame. You got parents trying to be friends with their kids wilding out. And the parents are trying to console them, like, it's going to be okay, Timmy. You're going to get through this. If I did that with my parents, my mother will slap me up. My father will beat me. Like, what's wrong with you? You can't act like this and expect to be coddled. Like, but then when you said what you said about building your own community, you're absolutely right. I think you got to branch forth and do what you got to do to ensure the productivity and longevity of your lineage. So I do support you on that. But I do support Ronan on what he said too.
I mean, one thing I have to say this, man, regardless of all the places, I'm still a black man. I still want to see my black people do well. It doesn't matter if you're FBA from the Caribbean or Africa, I still want to see us do well. So because at the end of the day, other races still sees me as a black man. Is what it is.
I want to see the
So if
quality.
you're a quality
of us
person, man, you're gonna attract quality people.
That's all I'm saying. Because I'm not going to go to war for you based on my skin color.
Hey,
Right
Keys,
is right,
whose room
wrong
are
is
you
wrong.
in? Hey, Gans, drop the link in your room. I don't know if it's getting over to your room or not, but I've dropped the link in the StreamYard and he's not seeing it. So if you guys have people in your rooms, drop the link in the room so that people can join. I want an overall voice. Big Dollar says that there's only 60 people over 60 up on this panel. That's a lie. You can join the panel too. But go ahead.
No, I was just saying that if you're a quality person, you're gonna attract quality people. You know, because there's certain things that you look for when you interacting with people, right? Because you profiling people as you are interacting with them, you know, and as you talking to them, you listening for certain things. You know, this goes back to the level up. You know, the traveler in 2015, the traveler you were in 2015 was a different type of traveler, right? So when you interacted with people, you were listening for certain things, certain interests. As you grow and you evolve, you mature, the conversation changes. So you listening for different things than you were before in 2015. You know, so it's really a thing of building your own community And it's a thing of just discerning the people that you are around and being aware of the type of people that you're around. And if you just don't need to be around people, then don't be around people. You know? Like I choose not to interact with people. Because I don't want to get disappointed.
Yeah, I respect you on that fact, brother. Because I choose not to interact with people. Sometimes I choose to be antisocial. I consider myself a high value man. You know, I cannot lower my standards. Um, I definitely don't talk to strangers in the street. I don't nod my head to other brothers because usually they want something from me. Um, I think highly of myself. I respect myself. Uh, I'm not controlled by the box. So whatever a woman got to offer me, it's got to be something she's got in her brains that works right, and she's got to be on my level. I just can't sell myself short anymore.
And you know, another thing, even with these panels, right? Excuse me. You know, even with the panels, I come up here and I say exactly what I want to say because I don't need anybody. You know what I mean? So it's genuine. You know, there's no hidden agenda.
That's
You
another
know,
thing. I understand what
and
you're saying
so
too. Go ahead. I'm
yeah. So
sorry. Go ahead.
when you don't need something from people, man, you can be yourself. And if people like the person you are, cool. If they don't, cool. You know, but when it comes to traveling, everybody, I'm not going to say everybody, but I think this word networking gets misused and it gets misrepresented. You know, because people think that you got to be out here, you know, trying to befriend everybody. You know, thinking you got to be out here, man, because you know I want to move right and I want to meet as many people as I can. No, man, that ain't how you roll, man. You got to be real selective about the people that you interacting with.
Basically,
You
So
know,
real
and you
quick,
got to be keen on it.
we got On the Streets with Keys up on the panel. Real quick, Keys, I asked everybody on the panel, I'm my brother's keeper? Or are you like, fuck that shit, I'm on my own?
I think you honestly got to be both, but I would say I'm more on my brother's keeper side. But I do
Okay.
believe you got to ultimately do
Do
both.
your thing. Right.
Yeah, you ultimately got to do both. Great topic. Salute to the panel. You know, what I mean, good conversation. Everybody kind of got their own little theory of what and how they handle it. My input on the conversation would be that I think it's no going backwards to like good, clean content. Like those days are over. We only get we only get more extreme, whether it's in rap, whether it's in entertainment, whether it's in movies, whether it's in television, whatever it is, it never goes backwards. You know what I mean? Back in the day, I Love Lucy, they didn't even sleep in the same bed, but today you can see anything on the internet or on TV. So those days are over. The best thing you can do is kind of just build your own community. Um, I agree with Black Man Travels. That's exactly what he said. Build your own community, keep putting out content, keep being around like-minded people because this onslaught of content, whether it's crash out content or no matter what, it's not going to stop. It's just no way to stop it.
I agree.
I agree with you. You can't stop it, but you can speak out against it. You can be complicit and non-complicit in it by speaking out against it and
hey,
saying
yo,
we don't get this type of action.
Keith, I got a question for you because me and you don't barely talk. But do you think the crash out content destroyed our travel community from where we had it?
Not really, because I don't believe that black men really are starting to be penalized based upon the content. Now, like I think the optics of it affects us in some certain ways, but like I think any of us right now could pick up and travel to our favorite place and nobody's gonna say, hey Ronan, you can't be here. Nobody's gonna do that. Like I think we overblow it because we got panels and because we're talking all day. But I'll give you a story. Like for example, I was getting ready to go to Brazil after Austin had his little issue, and I'm thinking like, oh my god, they're not gonna want nobody to film out there. I didn't hear his name the entire time I was in Rio and I was out there filming and having fun. Because even though it was on CNN and everything else, it wasn't that big of a deal. I think because of our community is panels and content, we often kind of overblow actually like what's gonna happen in real life, and that's all.
You know what the thing is? It's just like when a brother go into a room for pay for play. He think he the first one that hit that box, but that box been hit all day. And it's the same thing we're on this panel. You think it's just us watching? Nah, the government's watching. Their country's watching. Okay, they YouTube is big, but it ain't that big. So they know the content that we put out. That's why this guy Jay Rello, you know, he one day he may get himself burnt out there really bad. You know what I'm saying? And you can't go to South Africa and say this about their people. That's dangerous, yo. That's dangerous, and it makes it dangerous for us. It puts a black eye on us. So when we try to go there, they think that we're all the same. The Africans don't like American black men. They never did, and they never will.
I disagree
Hey, this
with that.
dude Keith, ain't you the dude that was going back and forth with Mentorship?
Oh, well, so I see Desmit put that in the chat just now. Yes, absolutely. No, that's me. That's me. And again, that's why I'm here. I'm standing on that. And even with his comment, wasn't Keith the guy who walked up on Mentorship Steve while he was in the middle of a live, exhibiting buffoonish behavior, and now he's departing his knowledge? Hey, listen. I think there's two sides to everybody's coin. You know what I mean? Some people are gonna get mad, some people are gonna be happy, you're gonna be excited. The way you are with your homeboys isn't the same way that you're with your kid. You know what I mean? So you're gonna have those times. And what Desmit isn't pointing out, or I don't know, a player with a passport, I saw he was talking, isn't saying is that I was called upon. They would walk in the streets in my city saying Keith can't come outside. So I pulled up, just like I think men should do. Now, some people would say that's kind of crazy, but you calling for me, I'm coming. So pause. And that's what happened. But I don't think that's the measure of a person, period. You know what I mean? I'm a college graduate, master's degree in biology, 20-year career. So there's always two sides to a person.
All right. Hey, real quick, we got a couple more panelists. I want to introduce Obstacles to Opportunity. My brother, go ahead and speak on the conversation. First questions first, though. Are you I'm my brother's keeper, or are you fuck that, I'm on my
own? I'm good to good people, so I'm my brother's keeper to my brother.
There you go. All right. Go ahead and speak on what I speak on.
Yeah, so I'm just going to double down on that so we could just stay focused on the actual main overall topic when I speak currently. So basically, yeah, I always tell people I always hear people say, I'm good to people. I'm not. I'm good to good people. And the reason I just make that measure is because, I never know what another human's doing and what their intent is. I never want to pay it forward to someone who would never pay it forward to the next person, right? And so net, I have to have some responsibility in saying, hey, if I'm going to be my brother's keeper, is he my brother? Is he someone who will backstab me or is he not? And then I have to make that judgment and that determination. And if that's the case, then I got your back, hold it down, I add value, because in turn, I would want lieutenants and generals that I could associate within my network who are also competent and could be my keeper if I'm in a situation or a predicament where I need to call on my brothers. So I just wanted to double down with just saying that you got to be your brother's keeper, but to your brothers, not a brother.
Well, can I ask a question in regards to that? If nobody reaches out to the younger generation, maybe, or the different minded people, doesn't that community just grow because they don't have anybody that can offer a different I don't want to say a different
point
idea.
Of
yeah, different point of view. Like if you just let a pack of wild dogs run amok without any intervention, eventually that pack of wild dogs is coming to where you like to eat at.
To my point
blank period.
That's my point.
Well, the pack of wild dogs is going to attract other wild dogs.
Exactly. And that pack is
If
only
he's
going to
saying
get bigger.
like I'll give you like another example. Like I remember talking to Zoom 2 years ago, and I was telling him, I said, "Yo, the race is coming to Thailand. Whatever you want to call them, the Pookies or whatever, is coming to Thailand." He said they'll never come out here. It's too far. And I just talked to him a month ago, probably, and he was like, "Yeah, nah, I tell you, you was right. Like everybody thinking they hiding in their own little den until the dogs is at your door, and it's coming."
But these Pookies, they destroy everything they touch. Okay,
Right.
they destroyed Sasua. So now that they destroyed Sasua, now they out there. So
Cali is next.
yeah, Cali is next. You know, like the mayor of Cali is at the airport saying, you know, brothers, go home. So unaffected
No,
my
I'm in
brothers.
Cali, Colombia.
Yeah, I know Cali, Colombia. At a time, the mayor was at the airport, and that brochure is about being scoped and everything. You know,
That was in Medellin.
you got look at the history of how many brothers got scoped. Not just black brothers, just people in general. It's a dangerous place to travel.
Okay.
Even
But
for veteran travel, because they're very sneaky.
let me go ahead and
Let me just say
I'm
this, and
sorry.
then I'll shut up. Nino
David.
Brown said it the best in New Jack City. Okay, his key man was plotting against him, and it's hard for brothers to trust other brothers. It's just the way it is, because sometimes we do plot on each other because we want to be the man. We feel that, oh, I don't need to listen to King. I'm better than King. But Nino Brown said it the best. He got rid of his partner because he was plotting. And that was
also
so true.
you're
That was
also
so true. That's so true in life, Ronnie. It's so true in life. People
And my
plot
mom,
against you all the time.
he said,
but
"Yes,
you're
I am,"
also
and
but
put a
you're
bullet
also
in his head.
you're also forgetting though Nino Brown's took his girl Unica. So I mean, come on, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't
Well,
taking care of his own people.
you got to understand that era. You got to
Who
understand that.
betrayed who first?
But you got
Stop.
Yeah,
you got to
niggas breaking
understand.
down
You
New
got to
Jack
understand
City,
that
man.
era. You got to understand that era. She was a
You are
stripper,
breaking
yo.
down criminal
She was
mentality
everybody's girl. She was
that is
everybody's
not
girl.
in this conversation. But I want to welcome Bville E to the conversation on the panel. I just got one quick question before you comment. Are you for I'm my brother's keeper? Or are you just like, fuck that, I'm on my own?
Nah, I'm my brother's keeper till my brother start acting like a fool. Then I have to separate.
Okay.
I'm glad you brothers are having this conversation because I feel personally this is a conversation that needs to be had. I know some of you probably in different countries, so good morning, good evening, wherever you may be. I kind of had a little experience with that yesterday on Ray's show because it went a little left. And then I stopped it and I said, yo, this is the stereotype that we are portrayed of the way that we're acting right now. So let's wind it back down. Now, every man is his own man. This we all can agree on. But there are certain things that a stigma gets attached to, you know, whether directly or indirectly. And I think as far as us traveling abroad or in country, wherever we may be, we can not be held accountable, but we'll get the looks and people's perception of us because of a foolish act. Now, I think that what Rello did was a damn shame. And what he's still currently doing right now is a damn shame. Because first of all, number one, ugly, pretty, or whatever the case may be, that's the motherland that he's disrespecting. I don't do pay for play, but whoever does it, rock out. I'm not mad at you. Do what you got to do your thing. But there comes a time when you have to, there's a quote in the Bible that says, separate the wheat from the chaff. And I think right now that's where we're at as a people in general. Some of us might have to be left behind. Everybody can't come. You know what I'm saying? But while we're all here, you need to make the best of it. Now, just speaking, I've had people in my family that act just like Rello. And you know what the solution or the resolution was to get that person in line? We ostracized them. He can't come around. He can't come to the family dinners. Don't give him no money. don't answer his calls. And then after about a year or two, when he got out there in the wilderness, he seen what it was and he started acting right. And I'm gonna just put this out there. It was my big brother. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There are ways and tactics that you can use to hurt a person without physically hurting them. Now, just a while ago, I looked at that dude from Africa. He basically threatened Relo's life. He's basically like, okay, you still out here and you still talking smack. He said, we're gonna find you. And I don't know how nobody else look at that, but I would look at that as a threat. And the way he came on Ray's show today, it was like, well, I'm still here. I'm him. Nobody's gonna do nothing to me. I thought that was the stupidest thing that he could have done, but that's just my personal opinion. I mean,
so
No,
my question.
you well said. No, well said, your brother. You're absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? You think guys are not looking for Relo out there? They are. They are. They talking about flushing him out. They are. You know,
I
and a body in Africa, taking a body in Africa means nothing to these people.
right. Those dudes run around with machetes like like people in New York run with guns and they ain't scared to use them. The first time that I ever went to Africa, I was 10 years old. My mother took me. I was amazed. We went to the place where the I forgot what they call it, the last place that the slaves were before they got on the boat. It did something to me. And I don't care if the women there all look like Frankenstein. If I was out there traveling like your brothers are, that was a thought that I would keep to myself. Some things
I can't rock with that. I fuck with you, B Velly, but nah, hell nah. If some shit
you
is trash, you gotta say it's trash. Point blank.
Okay, but you
Period.
don't do it. You don't do it in their country, Keith.
okay, okay,
No, you don't do it in somebody.
hold up, hold up,
You're not in your
Keith.
country to be doing that sort of stuff.
Let-
That's why Austin got backed up in Brazil, and that's why this idiot got backed up in Africa. Okay, you can't. I learned one thing when I traveled the world. Okay, this is not my country, and I'll never. After I've been around the world, I said to myself, I'm never leaving New York. I love New York. I love America because I've been places where I'm the only black man there. So
Hey, Keith, let me ask. Go ahead, brother. Rock out. I got a question for Keith when you finish. Go ahead, King.
So yeah, we have to. This is a mature panel right here. It ain't we don't wild out. We all experienced travelers. We all having a respectful conversation. We're not yelling and screaming at each other. You know, I'm a veteran to the chat game. I'm a veteran to the panel thing. I hold wrenches in most people's rooms, and I backed out of the travel space when this crash out started. I was like, yo, this ain't for me no more. You know what I'm saying? But I will come on certain people's panels that I have respect for. Okay, so I've been around the block. I've been around where I lived in Brazil for 6 years. I lived in Copacabana for 6 years. I have a Brazilian son that's here in America in Mount Vernon, New York. Okay, I got married in Brazil. I got married twice in Ljubljana, Slovenia. Okay, my credentials speak for itself. What I'm saying is we had a beautiful thing before the pandemic where we would travel. Everything was low key. Everything was low key. We were traveling.
Yeah,
Brazil was paradise.
that was a fact.
I was going to Club Help, and I was, oh man, the money was like $100. You got 300-400 real. I had a staff in Rio. No, Club Help was the spot. Everything's changed, man. You know, you got people who came on like Milano, the travel blogger. They just spitting it out, to where every place that we went to paradise is being shut down. Because when you Google these countries, when Brazil Googles it, they see pay for play. When Colombia Googles, you see play for play. That's what it don't come up the beautiful country. It come up like with a J Rilla or something. So they want this to stop. You
Hey,
know, and
Keith, question
that's
to
why I
you,
got
Keith.
scared about that.
Keith, I
Go
know
ahead.
that you, Keith, I know you a smart brother. My question
Okay.
to you: if you went somewhere where the women weren't at your level, up to par, at your speed or whatever, would have presented it the way he presented it?
I mean, I kind of have when I talked about Brazil, like how I felt about Brazil while I was in Brazil. Honestly, like I think, and I'm not saying it's the right way or the wrong way or whatever it is. What I'm saying is this: is that nowadays these chats right here feel more like less like informational, but more like the barbershop. So that when people are talking on these chats, the same way Jay Rello is talking, he's talking to his audience, even though it's broadcast on the internet and you could say that it's stupid, he's talking to the people that he feels like he has an allegiance to. When I'm talking to my people in my chat, that's what I'm talking to. And if you have to ask yourself, do you believe that he or most of the travelers have more of an allegiance to the people that donate to you to give your raw, unfiltered opinion on versus your duty to protect the image of Kenya or any other country? You're probably going to have more of an allegiance to the people who fund you and who rock out
Absolutely.
with you on a daily basis. So, like I said, now should it be done? You know, we can have difference of opinions about that, but I think at the very minimal level, most YouTube creators are have an allegiance to their audience, and if that's you and your audience expects an opinion from you like that, then it's not going to be presented any differently. Whether that's right or wrong, you know, you can debate that, but I understand it in that way. A lot of people are trying to protect countries that don't have no love for them anyway. Like I'm being honest. Like a lot of people are running around trying to protect Africa and not dealing with their family at home. They leaving kids at home in the U.S., but you worried about the image of somewhere else. I don't understand that in this community.
Well,
Hey, can
the
I
way
You can have an allegiance. You can have an allegiance to your chat, but you can do it with some integrity too.
there you go.
Integrity is giving a raw, unfiltered, unsugar-coated opinion. That's what integrity is. I don't care where I'm at because lions don't worry about the sheep that are running around outside. Lions roar where they feel like they want to, not where they can.
I
Like so,
disagree
so
with that.
No,
uh, uh,
can any of you gentlemen on this panel respect the person that every country they go to crash out and you
No,
crash it out?
No,
No,
That's
absolutely
all
no.
I'm
not.
saying. You can't. Every country you go, you crash out. Everywhere you go, you leave a mess, bro. And if
I don't
these
know.
are your father, you want to see a show out of J. Rello, don't send him no money. Let's see him stranded in Africa. That would be a good topic. Don't send him no money.
Maybe I'm just different, but just from a cultural standpoint, some other place you could act a fool. Just my personal opinion, and maybe I'm wrong. Just the thought from a cultural perspective of Africa should be the last place that any of us ass out in, and that's just my personal opinion.
I think it's just any country. I mean,
Yeah,
I
just
got some.
anywhere.
I I got something to share with you guys in regards to like being mindful of what you do and what you say while you're still in that country. Back in 2017, I was in Rio and I had a great time. Met some girls there on the beach. Had a great time. Recorded the experience. My dumbass decided to post while I was still there on a Facebook group, not knowing that someone took that same video, forwarded that video to the girl's husband. Granted, I didn't know the girl was married.
Wow.
We had a great time, and I'm still in Rio while all this is happening. Find out dude was looking for me. I learned a very valuable lesson, which I apply to this day. I don't post whenever I'm in that country. When I leave, that's when I start posting.
And
You
let me
just
add
never
to
know.
what he's saying real quick.
I'm sorry.
Let me add to what you're saying real quick. I don't know how you guys grew up, but I remember this phrase, and maybe your family never said it. If you don't have something nice to say, what is it? Don't say it at
Don't
all.
say it.
I understand you need to cater towards your chats
but
while you're
Ronan, they're
live.
giving me $10 donation.
Stop. But at the end of the day, whatever negative reports you guys have to give on that community or that culture or that country, you can do it once you leave. To do it in the country seems a little arrogant and disrespectful to the culture in that country.
gotta be mindful of that.
Well, I'll say it like this. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. And if Rello talked like that slick in Brooklyn, he would be
The
found
whole city would find him. Exactly.
That's what I'm
dealt,
saying.
dealt
No,
with.
and
No,
I'm from Yonkers. I'm from Yonkers, New York, where DMX and the Locks from. He be clapped in a heartbeat there.
So if we
In a
know that
heartbeat.
about our own cities and our own country, why don't we know that about that overseas? Why do we ignore that? And I'm in the insurance business, and I always say this all the time. We get into most accidents where we're in our most relaxed, and where we're most relaxed is when we're on vacation. We function a certain way and we move a certain way here in the United States because we know where we can and cannot go. But when we go overseas, we forget they have a culture and a set of rules too. Certain things you can do in their city, and certain things you can't do. Certain opportunities you can have, and there's certain opportunities you shouldn't even look into because it might cost you your life.
and
Why do we
then
forget?
I want to add something too. I just want to. No, you're good. I just want to add something. Like a lot of this stuff is just, as I always said, being mature with understanding that other people in the world move different than what you move. And what you want to look at is it the majority? Because we often, even in these conversations, black people, bro, look, everybody does it. I always say this in every channel. I feel like God dang, got to repeat it 1,000 times. Indians crash out. There was a video that just went viral in Thailand. A bunch of Israelis beat up a lifeguard because he told them they couldn't swim, and they was beating on the man. And Thai people usually don't want the smoke. So I don't know what happened beyond what it told me it had happened, but that doesn't look good on them neither, right? And so all these people are dealing with it. It's not just a one black people or this and that. Everybody's dealing with these real human problems. There are crash outs in every culture. What we don't want to do is just promote it. Now, we must understand it. Don't be sitting around flabbergasted that there's ignorant people acting ignorant in the world, because that makes you immature, right? And one thing I also want to just land the plane at is, look, everybody does this. You don't think people come to America and disrespect America all the time? They do. They often live there. They can come there illegally and start disrespecting America. Everybody does it, okay, in every culture. What I would say to you guys that are listening, not in the panel, but just in the audience, don't be dumb. Move smart about it, right? Like, don't set yourself up. I don't care how much people are giving me $10, but I'm talking from my position. I wouldn't put myself in a predicament where I got people looking for me because I wanted to say the truth. So at the end of the day, I'll probably just keep it to myself because it ain't that serious. But net, that's not what this crash out does. That's his lifestyle. That's what he does, right? Those people exist. I hear you condemning them, but just get real with yourself and understand that majority of people are going to do it, but most people are like Ronan. Most people are like Black Man Travels, and just like every brother on this panel, not doing crash out things.
Hey,
Go ahead.
well spoken, 100%, and that was the point that I was making. Not justifying what went on, just saying that there's another mindset. And if you got people that are crashing out at home, you can't expect it when they magically go overseas. They're the best citizen ever. It just don't work like that. The best thing you could do is, build your community, put out content that you feel like is positive on your end, because you're never gonna stop the other side. You know what I mean? Like everybody's
Outshine them
delivery
with the
is going to be
content.
different. Yeah.
And outshine them with the content. And guess what? In the streets, let's say he was doing, or somebody was doing that in Thailand. So you think they go back to America and they were studying at Yale and Harvard? Probably
100%.
not.
Right. Yeah. Well,
So
not to mention, but in today's time, I understand what Black Man Travels is saying. He doesn't post anything until he comes back, and that sounds cool. But now in today's time, the hot thing is IRLs. It's doing it in real time. That's growing faster than anything. You see in our show Speed, Ace Live is doing it. A bunch of other creators are doing it. It ain't really no time to post it when you get back home.
I agree with Keith.
So funny.
Keith, I want to say something about that. I want to say something about that. I totally agree with you. But at the time, 2017, it was a lot different. So now I understand how things operate, but still, the fact that someone took something and snitched on me.
Yeah, crazy. I mean,
that's crazy word.
Doing
the fact that I was still there. But with today culture and the way we do things, yeah, most definitely I'll do things a lot different. But just back then, 2017, a lot of people were not doing that. We're not recording and posting on social media. That's tough.
But this is the funny part. This is the funny part. Let's get off of Rello and really start imagining that right now, one of the black men that are popular is Ice Speed. If you go out to Indonesia, Vietnam, and you say Ice Speed, they're going to know what you're talking about. If you say Rello, they're going to say, what's that? Right now, in all of Asia, there's a song called Young, Black, and Rich. It was actually by a veteran, a black man. And the song goes, I'm young, black, and rich. Asian people are dancing with it all across the world. The guy's popular, doing concerts all over Asia. And it's like, you get out of your bubble. There's black men out here doing damage in the world in a good, positive way. That's how people actually are viewing us, not by Rello. They're viewing us by Ice Speed, and they're viewing us by this guy who created Young, Black, and Rich. It's a new time, man. The fucking Renaissance
I
is
ain't gonna
here.
lie.
Catch up.
I like you. I gotta subscribe. You got a channel. I gotta subscribe. I
Nah,
like what you
I
got
don't
going on.
channel.
He had a channel. He's protecting his wealth right now.
I think the same way, because I think no matter what any YouTube traveler or YouTuber does, you're never going to be able to outpace hip hop anyway, whatever that looks like. If Nicki Minaj Anaconda got 1 billion views, that's the way they're going to perceive whatever. When you go to Cartagena, they ain't saying Jay Rello, they saying Mike Tyson, Wakanda Forever, 50 Cent, they saying all that stuff like that. They not saying YouTubers' names. So I think to some degree there are people out here that are moving and shaking beyond, what people consider crash out content. I think we just put a lot of focus on it because we feel the proximity to it.
So Keith, as a content creator, where do you separate the line between content and coonery?
That's a good question, brother. I think for every creator, they got to figure out where that line is for them, because for somebody else, I was just talking. Barber World was just on the panel the other day, and I was saying that to somebody, what he does is too much, and then for somebody, so what I do is too much, and then for somebody, what Rello does is too much. For somebody, what Zoom does, you know what I mean? Like no matter what level, you got to figure out the level that you're confident at. You know what I mean? My mom watches my channel. That's kind of the metric for me. If she was like, nah, that's too much, then that's too far for me. But everybody is gonna have their moral high ground of what they think is allowed and what's not allowed.
So Keith,
I try not to do too much nudity or nothing like that. But go ahead, what up?
right. So you just said your mother watches your channel. So you're not gonna do anything to disrespect your mother or her family name. But you got your man out here.
Oh, here we go, my man. I knew that.
He's always
I knew that was
saying,
coming. Go ahead.
he's always saying, "Oh my mama," but yet you turn around and you disrespect your mama and her name.
Let me ask you a question, Big Games.
Right.
Do you think? Let me ask a real question. I want to ask this respectful, because again, me and then that gentleman you're speaking of aren't at odds. But do you think that his mom has already went through the highest pain outside of death that she probably could whenever his incident happened? Do you think that right now is the level where she's embarrassed or that she's disappointed? Or do you think that time's already passed?
She probably did go through that. And now she's saying that he out here embarrassing me again.
Or maybe not. Maybe this isn't even a big deal to her if she hasn't seen it. Like that's a real life scenario versus this law. He said something on the internet. Now, how this story ends, it can be, we don't know, because he's still there. So we don't know, and hopefully he gets home safe. But we don't know how it ends. So
I mean, but the hypothetical is a bit ridiculous, because if he keeps on saying on my mom's, but he's sitting there trying to fuck on X, he don't give a fuck about his mother.
Yeah.
Or his mother doesn't give a fuck about what he does. Let's be real.
Now, earlier he said that I think he said TMZ or somebody was contacting his mother for an interview, and I just found that strange, because I used to watch Rello, and I used to watch Rello for entertainment, because he's a jester and he will have you laughing. But the day that I unsubscribed from Rello was the day that Rello lied to his boss and said his grandmother was on her deathbed and he was going to see her, and he went on a trip. I called Rello personally, and told him, bro, you need to stop and calm down. You are doing too much, and I'm finished with you. And from that day on, I've never watched that man again. He lied and told his boss that his grandmother was on his deathbed and he needed to go see her. And I think he went to DR or somewhere. And I found that totally despicable and disgusting.
I mean, let me ask Ron the question. Do you think that we're too ingrained in content and like each other's content? Like we're watching it all day. Because content is different. Like, do you think we're too ingrained in each other's lives as content creators, where we know every detail, mostly about every creator and what they've done in a backlog of content? Do you think that's possible?
Absolutely. I mean, we all know the theory of 6 degrees of separation. Okay. So one person saying something on one channel, it gets back to another person. And that's why we all talk on the back channels and WhatsApp groups and all these other things amongst content creators, because there are so many different stories that are going out there and could be wrong because somebody wants to start a flame between two content creators. So at the end of the day, yeah, I really do believe that happens all the time. And we're in a bubble. We are absolutely in a bubble. Me and Fearless talked about this the other day. He was in Colombia. He went to go see some sands in Colombia and some other things. And he was talking to a couple people. They had no idea who Passport Bros were.
Gotcha. Yeah,
So
I was
we do
just
live in a
wondering because
bubble.
like
And
I watch a
it's-
lot of
yeah.
I watch a lot of this space, and I'm like, am I watching too much of it? Where I'm
Yeah,
like every
we are.
little
We are.
detail of
And
it.
we all have the same subscribers. That's the other thing. Everybody's sharing subscribers.
Yeah.
Some of the same people that look at your channel, look at my channel, look at Black Man Travels channel, looks at Gans's channel. You know,
got people in the
they
chat
pick
for
and
sure.
choose.
For me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, very interesting topic. I'm interested to see where does it go from here. We're just in August 2026. What are we looking at? Are we looking at way more crash outs? Are we looking at way more fundraisers? A lot of people have been talking about crash outs and fundraisers. That's the hot topic right now. Are we looking at way more of that?
Absolutely. I mean, just look at the numbers, man. The numbers corroborate that. It says, that this is what's hot. This is what, unfortunately, the people want to see.
It's what people can get away with, so they're going to continue to do it until they can't get away with it anymore.
And to be
Yeah,
honest,
but
I think a lot
but
of
it's
it's
more
going to
than
move to
that.
TikTok. A lot of the crash outs going to move to TikTok.
Nah, TikTok don't
can
play.
see
They
Why TikTok? I'm curious.
I mean, TikTok's a new platform, especially with the younger generation.
yeah, but
The younger generations
Tik-
are not watching YouTube like that. So
Yeah,
with the younger travelers now, well, with the younger people starting to start traveling, they're going to start leveraging TikTok as the new platform or the preferred platform to use for their content creation. People want microwave content, things that are quick, easy, fast, and go. So that long form content, I think, is going to fade eventually.
Yeah.
But the problem is with TikTok. I mean, they don't put up. There's certain things they just don't put up with. I mean, you say
No, I
certain
disagree
things
with
like
that.
what.
I seen some crazy shit on TikTok.
I mean, of course, but normally it's okay. You bash men on TikTok, it's okay, it's acceptable. But you bash women like Jay Rello did. I mean, you're done. I've seen it. I used to be a Fresh and Fit supporter.
I mean, Fresh and Fit got banned.
I mean, even if you don't look at
Yeah.
TikTok, you can look at Twitch. You can look at other outside channels like Rumble. I ran into a guy that has over 1 million views and a huge YouTuber. He has his own website. You can put damn near anything on there. You know, he's been with Somali pirates. He's been kidnapped by them. He's been in, with the Taliban. He's all over the world, putting out
Must
all
be
kind
Arab.
of
Is it
extreme.
Arab?
His name is Eric. Yeah,
Yep,
or
I
Arab. I
figured
ran
that.
into
Yeah,
him
Arab.
at BGC, and he has
He used to be a
taboo
gamer. Now he's a traveler.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just so huge the way people consume content now. Nobody usually buys cable anymore. They stream everything. So even the cable companies have gone out of business. Everything's being streamed live. So yeah, TikTok is a huge thing, especially at night. If you, depending on where you are, you guys are asleep. I'm awake here in the Philippines. I'm looking at TikTokers on all night, and they're live. They're either going through their lifestyles or they're doing whatever, but they're live. And they have panels of people sitting there while you guys are sleeping over in America.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
so
like I said,
TikTok
right now
is
you're
taking,
playing. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Beville. Go ahead.
so TikTok is you guys saying that TikTok is taking over YouTube as the
Yes.
social media platform?
Yes, it
It's
is.
one of them, and they're promoting you going live more and more. If you're
And that's why you see the
right now,
YouTube, and that's why you see the YouTube is actually leveraging a lot of their platform tactics similar to TikTok. So because TikTok is grabbing, TikTok has already grabbed the younger audience, which YouTube wants. So yeah, for the next 10 years, YouTube may lose its footing to TikTok.
and even Donald Trump had brought up the fact that Barron, his son, encouraged him to go through interviews for YouTubers, from TikTokers to Twitch streamers and so on. I mean, you got DJ Academics' $1 million contracts on what? Twitch, not YouTube, not Rumble, not any of them. Twitch. All these major I am Speed. Who's he got his contracts with? Who's he actually streaming through? A lot of people are going around YouTube because YouTube's restrictions are so strict.
But wasn't they talking about taking down TikTok last year? Remember, the government was having something about
Donald Trump just
That
said
was just in America.
Donald Trump just said he will continue to extend it and extend it and extend it. He just said September 3rd was supposed to be the next one up. That's already been extended. He says it doesn't matter what they passed. He's going to keep on extending TikTok. He likes TikTok.
Yeah, so, like right now, honestly, we're in a whack-a-mole state. That's like the best way I can describe it, because unless social media platforms and YouTube starts charging people to have channels, people are gonna make 1 million channels, 1 million pages, and do whatever they want. Really, like it's only gonna get worse. It's only gonna get more crazy. It's only gonna get more obscene. It's no going back. Same thing, like OnlyFans. Once that jar is open, like
yeah, like I said, you got 18-year-olds jumping on there making $2-3 million
at 12 at midnight. Like, it's crazy to me. But you're not gonna stop it unless there's like legislature change, at the Senate, at the House, and everything like that like actually gets passed. You're not gonna change none of this stuff right here, because like it's probably to some degree good that some of this stuff is happening on YouTube, because if they were focusing more on social media, the reach might be even more crazy.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I mean, it's
like right now it's kind of consumed to our little communities and people talking about it on chats. But imagine, some, crash out content being popular on Instagram, where somebody might be looking for food or sneakers. Next thing you know, it's crash out content popping up. Like, that's when it's really going to get crazy, when you start seeing it hit 10 million views crashing out. Like, right now it's kind of actually probably in its infancy in the crash out state.
I mean, if you really want to look at it, content that's being developed right now is also being considered for syndication. You got Mr. Beast himself, who wound up putting out a whole game show on
Amazon
Prime Video, and then you got Pop the Balloon is being syndicated by Netflix. You get what I mean? This shit is going to turn into something where you're business developing a whole show for other people to look at later.
I think more than anything, it's going to become a very copycat platform where people are going to try to outdo the next Jay Rello. So there's going to be another person out there that's going to just
absolutely.
There's other Jay Rello. There's Jay Rellos in other spaces.
Yeah. So
you could kind of say a Zip with the Drip is kind of sort of a Jay Rello in a sense, in the way he does his shock value type of content. He's always on YouTube beefing with somebody, whether it's Hassan Campbell or somebody else. So he's kind of sort of in that realm, but not doing exactly what Jay Rello's doing. Just the best way I could put it, runs his mouth.
Yeah.
And Chakeez's comment earlier is like, you got a pack of dogs. If you don't do anything about getting rid of the pack of dogs, all the pack is going to do is get stronger. You're just going to have
when they're the highest, when they're the highest funded. Like, I mean, like most people with channels, show us the CPMs and the RPMs of a video versus what somebody can fundraise in an afternoon. Views, 10,000 views versus what you can get doing a fundraiser in an hour. Like
Mm.
it's not proportionate. So that
Right.
type of crash out content, people willing to give you a 20, a 10. You say something crazy, you say something obscene, or you wild out a little bit, and they fund it. Like because the funding and the attention is over there, and those are the two metrics that most people look at: attention / views and monetary gains. If those are two are on the crash side, man, good luck. You might as well not even worry about it no more, baby. You might as well just have your little fun on your channel, because everything else is what it is.
So it's gonna turn into the Hunger Games there.
Pretty much.
Keith, I gotta ask you an important question.
What's up, gangs?
Jay Rello make it out of Africa and he shoot over to Thailand. You fucking with him?
I don't know why that question keeps coming up so much, man. Why is that question so important? I'm asking like a real question, because that's came up on every panel. Razor tried to hint to it tonight.
You know what it is, Keith? I'm gonna tell you what it is. Because right now it's a hot topic. It's gonna die down if he gets out of Africa. And then it's like, who's gonna be the first guy that's gonna want to bring him up on their channel to try to capitalize off of the popularity of the dude? Are you gonna continue to feed in to his machine? Or are you gonna say enough's enough? I'm cutting ties and starve him out. That's really what it's about.
Hey, that's fair. That's fair. As of now, there are no collabs planned between me and Jay Rello. To answer your question, there's no issues externally or internally between us, but there are no plans for us to collab anywhere in the world.
Well, he said he gonna crash your party.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, what do you want me to say to that? What do you want me to say to that?
Hey, I'm just putting it out there.
I mean, you got to address that when it happens. If he escorts his ass right out of his party, that's a different thing, but you can't really address what's going to happen.
I'm not going out of my way to wrestle nothing up, because what I've learned in this content space for sure is that you get on here, hell no. If he comes through, we're going to do this, this, and this. Guess what? Guess what he wants to do more? Come to the party even more. You know what I mean? Like, and no matter what, even if the worst case scenario happens, it's content, and in a content space, you can't stop it. So even if it's the worst thing, it may be worth it to some people because it is content. So it's just better to just leave it where it is until whatever happens. That's what I found. You know what I mean? Again,
right.
Not trying to avoid your question. Just
what might happen,
it is
but right now you're saying there's no collabs on your ticket right now, but you can't avoid somebody if they're showing up like what's old boy's name? Tom Young. Just show up on you. You can't prevent that. He just found you.
Yeah. So again, like I said, I ain't trying to make a big deal about it. It is what it is. We'll find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z how it plays out. You know what I mean? But we got so many other steps before we get to that as of now. So again, yeah.
What's up, HB?
What's going on, man? Shout out to the panel, man. How y'all doing?
What up, HB Gone Global?
You gotta answer the question first. Everybody's answered it. Are you on my brother's keeper, or are you like, fuck that, I'm on my own?
Man, I'm only my brother's keeper to the people that's in my circle, man.
All right. Fair enough. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Man. Shout out to everybody, man. Look, I really dislike and is very distasteful what old buddy doing. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, the whole crash out content and him videotaping him, assaulting women and stuff in foreign countries and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I don't like when people say, oh, we shouldn't give our honest opinion, about, saying the places we travel, so we are content creators. People want to know our experiences. They tune in to want to see, they want to gather information. They, people might decide to say, I want to go to this country. Let me tune into this person, no matter who it is, black, white, Hispanic, whoever. They tune in to want to get research, just like I did before I go to any country. I look at, white content creators, black, Asian, whoever got some good content on a place I want to go. I want to be able to see it. You know what I'm saying? So we shouldn't be attacking people, so when they giving their honest opinion about things, what I'm saying, you can just feel
Yeah,
the
but
way
here's
you
the
feel
thing,
about it.
HB, real quick.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You understand how to be diplomatic in the way you speak, though.
Yeah, sometimes, but you know what I'm saying, I like to be
You ain't giving it to them like in a harsh situation. You're going to speak on it in a way where you can communicate your dislike of something without going to the extreme of insulting the community or the culture that you're in.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna be out there doing lies, but hey, my opinion, man. Listen, hey, the only thing I agree with Jay Rillo about is that the women are mid out there. I'm sorry, they are mid. It's like, you know what I'm saying, people trying to cape for these women and shit because they're afraid, to get attacked by the feminists and stuff out, what I'm saying, online. Because I was in Razor live tonight, and man, you should. I never seen so many Kenyan people, like, what I'm saying, because it was a gang of Kenyan, especially a lot of Kenyan women, because I could tell by the profile pictures, all those synthetic wigs that was in that joint. So you know what I'm saying, I was like, damn, and they was coming at me because I was I was talking my shit, you know what I'm saying. But you know what I'm saying, I was just having a good laugh though, you know what I'm saying. But hey, just the way that how it went down is very distasteful, you know what I'm saying. It amazed me that so many people like pay, like, who the hell pays, like, to be honest, I never watched Jay Rillo. The only reason I know about Jay Rillo is because y'all talking about it, you know what I'm saying, in the travel space. So that's the only reason I know about it. But me personally going to his channel to watch him, you know what I'm saying, mess with the bottom of the bottom, the lowest of the lowest, you know what I'm saying, like, I don't support that shit. Like, I don't even tune into it, you know what I'm saying. None of those content creators that do that type of shit. Because you know what I'm saying, either way, we like it or not, you know what I'm saying, all of us gonna be get looked at a certain way, you know what I'm saying. Like, some people don't even care. Like, when I'm traveling, I had maybe, let me see, I think it was a couple times in Africa. When I had pulled out my camera, somebody asked me was I was a passport. I mean, I had a chick ask me, like a couple chicks asked me was I a passport, bro. I just kind of laughed and shit, you know what I'm saying. I just say I'm a travel content creator, you know what I'm saying. But they didn't, like, you know what I'm saying, like, beat down on my neck about it. But you going to you know what I'm saying, you going to experience that type of stuff. But as a whole, like, nobody really tapping into that shit. It's only certain types of people who tune into that stuff, man. People who even find their ways, like, even just like those Kenyan people found their way to raise channel. It's like a small amount of people. It ain't like, you know what I'm saying, just like a whole gang of people that's out there just, you know what I'm saying, just like, oh yeah, you know, every time a black man from America come, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna look at you in a certain way, you know, so they're gonna treat you differently and shit. Because a lot of times those people over there, they hungry, bro. You know what I'm saying? They sometimes they might pretend to be nice, you know what I'm saying, but they just trying to see what they can get up out of you, man. They sizing you up a lot of times.
Yeah,
But,
well, not to mention, but he's been able to successfully get more women to the house. So it's like everybody seemed to be going out in Kenya and having a great time anyway. So it's like some of this stuff will pass, but I guess we got to be cognizant in the future that, you're going to see more of this. And if it upsets you, I don't know what the answer is, because
But
it
the
ain't no
thing is,
stopping
like
it.
I said, Keith, the thing I said is, are you going to feed the machine, or are you going to boycott the machine by not being inclusive of allowing the brother in your space?
yeah, a lot of those people are guilty, bro. They are guilty by having him up on the channel, you know what I'm saying, allowing him to explain himself, you know what I'm saying. So the best thing you do, you have to cut him off,
You
because
got to start them out.
yeah, because he getting exposure. The only reason he get exposure because a lot of some of these spaces, in this space, a lot of people are popular. So every time they have him up there, they're gonna tune in and it's gonna spread. If you starve him out, nobody ain't gonna know about that dude. Nobody even know about that dude if he was if, like, certain people wasn't talking about him. But sorry about that.
I said that 2 years ago when he first came around, after he did his first couple crash outs in DR. And I think it was I can't remember his name, but his panel. I said, yo, if y'all stop talking about him, he'll go away. But everybody kept talking about him.
Do you think that theory is even realistic for anybody? And that's not exclusive to him. It's do you think that's realistic in our space? It's more panel talking than it is traveling right now in our space. So is that realistic? Because let's say, Ronan, something else happens out in the same country a
Mhm.
week from now. It gets even crazier. Are you gonna cover it?
I mean, to condone it, no. I'm
No,
gonna
no, not condone it, but
yeah.
cover it at all.
I'm going to
Because
give it
the
some
more you
energy to
cover
say
it,
that we don't. Here's the thing: as a veteran, I'm going to speak down to anybody that's traveling and messing up shit that veterans since the 40s have been establishing. So
yeah,
I got to speak to my community when it comes to we're condemning all the fucking fuckery that's going on after all the veterans that actually risked their lives to get to these countries and do the
Yeah.
things they were doing and wind up settling here and having whole lives as expats. You get what I'm saying? And then you got these few travel bloggers that are out there just wreaking havoc.
yeah.
You know, so yeah, I'm going to speak to the negativity of what's going on and keep on about my day. I'm not going to let it affect me, but I still have to speak to it each and every time that we're condemning it, and until everybody else does the same thing. Like, and that's not giving it energy. That's talking down to the energy that's been given to it.
I respectfully disagree and say that it's 1000% giving it more energy.
All right.
Like all the people who made stories, especially like, I mean, we've seen it. Like O'Shea did a whole video where he's basically bashing them, and Rello still posted it. Hey, check the new video out. Like,
But
it's
that's
still
where it comes
spreading it.
with him not being ashamed and not
Yeah,
having morality.
yeah.
And
All
continue to
publicity,
keep
all
calling it out.
publicity,
Right.
all publicity is good publicity, no matter what, good or bad.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't
It's,
necessarily
it's
agree with that, but people
right,
do
right. But
that.
here's the thing: when you have shame, empathy, and you have things where the morality of it starts to wane on you, that's when it starts to bother you. But this is the type of personalities that we've been raising in our communities where they have no shame. They don't have any moral backing. They don't have anything beside looking for that almighty dollar and a quick way of earning it.
Yeah, yeah. I was speaking to like Gaines, this thing of ignoring it. Is that even possible in today's space where people just ignore anything? And then, and again, I don't want to make it exclusive to that incident, but to any crash out content, because I know more of it's coming from more people soon. Is it possible for our space not to cover it, not to do stories on it, not to do lives on it?
I mean,
Is
they're
that
going to
even
go
a
in his room.
real
They're going to
thing?
go in his room just like his contributors and the people that support him. They're going to go in his room and give him all the flowers and all the money that they want to give him to support it. But when he sees the overall space is not giving him any energy beside his one little room, say he has 10,000 followers. If he doesn't grow not one more, he can only look to those 10,000 followers. Eventually, those 10,000 followers are going to look for something newer. We always age out of this game, right? And they're going to look for the latest and greatest thing that's more popular. Look at Floyd right now. Floyd's trying to jump back in the game right now. He's got a lot of competition and
back.
uphill battle, but he's going to be back. But is he going to get the same amount of energy he had before with all these other content creators that have already lapped him? No.
Well, all he needs to do. If I'm Floyd right now, and I'm determined to do things my way, I'm doing one insane thing, whatever that might be. Hey, let me hit Razor. Hey, check this out, Razor. This is what I did. Hey, so and so, guess what I did? And next thing you know, he's back in circulation because everybody's talking about that thing that Floyd did.
I mean, we got the mastermind in the chat right now. I would love to have Carter 4 come up if he wants to.
Oh man, I don't feel like arguing with Carter 4.
It's
Yeah,
not a
have Carter come up, man, because it's Carter's fault. We're gonna blame him, man.
It
'cause
is.
he's the one that was,
It
he was
is
promoting
his
this dude heavily. He could have went away, but Carter wanted to hop on the bandwagon and be like, he want to do you know what I'm saying, help him edit his intros to his videos and all that shit, man. Yeah, Carter, man, you responsible, man. You a part of it, man. Bring your ass on up here, man. No neck nigga, come on up. My bad. I'm just playing.
Damn.
I'm sorry, Carter. But yeah, hey Carter, for real talk, man. It's your damn fault. Come on up here, talk about it. But I want to get back on Kenya a little bit, man. Listen, man, Kenya is not that spot, man. I ain't bashing Kenya. Like, listen, I wouldn't go back there. I thought the people was cool. You know what I'm saying? I was in the club and I was meeting cats, and they was like, "Hey, where you from? You from the U.S.?" And it was like, "Yeah." And they was like, "Oh yeah, probably man, come drink, blah blah," and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I met some cool people out there. They, they're very friendly. But to be honest with you, man, they are mid out there, bro. It was so bad. Look, I was in the club, bro. It was so bad, bro. I'm sitting in the club. I'm sitting there. I sitting there for like damn near almost the whole night before I finally invited something that was halfway decent to my table. I had chicks come up to me that was like not it. To myself, oh, can we sit at your table? I was like, nope. They was like, can you get? And I had another chick come up and say, can you buy us some shots? I say, man, I looked at her, I'm like, man, you don't get your mid looking ass out of my face. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, look, it was so bad. Look, it was so bad, bro. I had to import something from TZ, bro. That's how bad it was, bro. I had to
Mr. HB, Mr. HB.
What's up, bro?
You just said the same thing that Rello said, but you see how diplomatically you said it? Now,
Exactly.
everything that you just said is the exact thing that came out of Rello's mouth. But you see how diplomatically you said it. It makes all the difference. It's not what you say, and we all know the rest. It's how you say it. Now, the way you just said that is the same thing that Rello said, but the way you said it, it tastes much better.
Exactly.
But another thing, HB, are you in their country saying it?
Exactly. The other point.
Let me ask you a question, Ronnie. To that in the country theory, if people went on a certain channel, let's just take it off of him. Let's say you were in Johannesburg, and the creator was like, nah, I'm not gonna give my real opinion until I leave. And then they leave and they go to the safety of their home, and then they talk mad shit about it.
Hold up.
Are you gonna respect it more or less?
Let's make it worse. Let's say we in Israel with the small hat people. Are you gonna get online and say how effed up the small hat people's land is? And even if you did, wouldn't you be really diplomatic about how you approach saying it?
I mean, if you were nervous, but what I'm saying is some guys just aren't nervous about what they say. I'm saying, which one would you respect? Would you respect it if they stood on it in the place, or would you think that, or would you respect them less if they waited till they got back home to safety to start talking a bunch of shit? Which one would you respect more?
I mean, you could say I'm going to give you an initial review of what I feel, and I'll give you a more in-depth one once I get home. If it has to go to some kind of extreme where you're talking about broken poverty or politics, we all know in certain countries you can't talk about politics, period. I'm in the Philippines. I can't talk about their politics. I can't talk about their government. I can't talk about half of the shit if I really wanted to talk about it and the corruption.
Hey, Keith, let me ask you a quick question that I'm going to drop down. Shout out to the brother Broken Berlin. But Keys, let me ask you this question. How many times have you heard me say the women in Sasua look like a can of busted biscuits?
A lot of times, and for some reason, you always find your way back there.
It's gotta be about
crazy.
Right. But have you ever heard me say it in Sasua?
I would probably say no. You're too busy with a pro on your lap. So
got him.
Of course you ain't saying that now. The strip club is bad until you in there and you hear your favorite song.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna disrespect the women of Sasua in Sasua. But guess what? Ain't nothing but a bunch of busted biscuit cans out there.
Hey, I understand. I understand what Ronan is saying. I'm offering a different.
There's a diplomatic way of saying everything without saying it so extremely and so cross to actually offend the whole fucking country behind saying it. But I want to welcome Broken in Berlin to the channel for the first time. Thank you for joining us. I got one question to ask you. Are you I'm my brother's keeper? Or are you like, fuck that, I'm on my own?
Are we calling the majority of Black people brothers, or are we talking about people who are actually brothers who have put into your life and helped you?
You take it the way you want to take it. You can say,
okay, if you're calling then yes, you are your brother's keeper if you actually do understand what a brother is. Yes.
Okay. All right, go ahead. Chime in on whatever you want to talk about with this topic of the overall accountability of Black men with each other in the travel space.
Okay, well, I think we have it kind of backwards in our community. You know, the Snoop Dogg album, the game is to be sold, not told. I think it should be the other way around. The game is to be told, not sold. We're supposed to be putting people on game as far as the younger generation to understand the options they have on a global scale. But too many people are selling that knowledge instead of just giving the game for free. The game is not to be monetized. The game is not to be, trivialized. You should just, it's alchemy. You just pass it on so people can make better decisions in their life. But for some reason in our community, we hold the gems and only will give it to those if they give us monetary gain. So kind of tying it all back to this, do we want an improvement in the community? If so, then we should be giving the game for free. We should be letting people know, and not so much taking from ourselves and fucking up our situations of, the game is, in my brother's keeper, where it jeopardizes what you're trying to do. But if you want the community to improve, if you want younger Black men to start making better decisions that maybe the men in our age gaps didn't make, then we have to give them the game without any sort of, I want something back. Just give it to them. And I don't think that happens a lot in this space. I think a few people do, but the people who are the top, the people who have the most eyes, they don't. And that's the way it always is. Even in the Black church, the real good Black churches are the ones that are not, so tied to capitalism. They're actually very poor. Those are the Black churches where you'll actually find the gems. Those are the Black churches where you actually find the authentic Christianity. But if you go to the Christian church where it's the shit show and the Creflo Dollar, then you're getting a demonic version of Christianity. So maybe it's the same thing in this travel space. The people who have all the eyes, they're not the ones who are really the ones you should be watching. It's like a Mark Twain quote: "Whenever you find yourself aligned with the majority, you need to step back and probably realign with the minority." And channels like this are the minority. Channels like a few others that I've seen are the minority, but the ones that everyone seems to be focusing on, that's the majority. That's the bullshit. And I'll land there.
I got two questions real quick. Did you ever serve in the military?
No, I'm allergic to bullets.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
It doesn't seem like Black people think that. No, they don't act like they're allergic to bullets.
I was allergic to it, but I still did it. But that's beside the point. And then the second question was, do you have a religious background?
I'm from Oklahoma, and I grew up at Langston University, so I kind of grew up in Mount Bethel Baptist and saw that was so hypocritical. And my papa put me on a reservation, and then I learned through that. And then as I started learning martial arts, I started learning Tao, and then the Gospel of Calvin and Hobbes, one of the greatest comic strips ever written by Bill Worthington. Then
I hear what I'm saying, and the only reason I brought that up is I hear an ethical and a disciplined background from what you're saying.
I study alchemy. But I study a little bit of all religions. It's my papa said our original tongue was taken away, so you have to find all the religions and take the gems out of all and ignore the bullshit. So there's gems in Jewish that we could learn from as a community. There's gems in Muslim, that we could learn as a community. There's gems in Christianity. There's gems in even learning from Mormons and some of the things that they do. There's gems in learning from the Amish and the infrastructure that they build. Don't chastise or say that one religion's wrong. They're all wrong. We're all equally wrong. So just take the gems that kind of apply for you and your path and put them into practice.
All right. Anybody can chime in now. I just wanted to get him.
Yeah, man. Christ went on a pilgrimage. You know what I'm saying? He took a little bit. He learned from all different people, man. He went to what was it? Middle East, all those different places, man. He went to India. You know what I'm saying? So he picked up a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, I definitely agree with you that, you know what I'm saying, that on that part, as far as like, getting gems from, different cultures and different people, you know what I'm saying? Especially when it's morally and ethically, you know what I'm saying, right and positive, you know what I'm saying? So, you take in what you're supposed to take in and, and lead the bullshit.
And my papa's everybody's equally wrong. There's not one real, so don't even think that. And when you kind of think like that, it kind of even sets everybody. You don't fall into the traps of the religions of war. No, he's like, everyone's wrong. Even me. He's like, even I'm wrong. None of us understand the true what he or she is saying to us. Everyone's wrong, but just try your best.
Good.
All right, salute Ronan. I'm out. Big games. Peace to the panel. All right, later.
All right, gang.
Like I said, anybody can chime in whenever they want. It's cool. I just want to get everybody's opinion on the situation. If and it's not just Jay Rello. I mean, we had the Floyds and other people in the travel space that have kind of shaded us and all the work that a lot of the positive brothers are doing when they're moving and putting out content and trying to educate brothers. I mean, it's bad enough we're late to the party. Why are we trying to blow the party up and do the peacock and shit at the same time?
Yeah, hey man, you know where the positive image of the black man came from abroad? It came from veterans, man. I mean, those brothers, them brothers in the past, they came in and they put their foot down, man. They set up communities and shit, and that gave us. That's why, like a lot of times, when we go to these countries today, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, I ain't gonna say today now. I mean, it's a little rough now, but I would say like maybe 8 years ago. You know what I'm saying? When
But every military guy, when he lands, when he hits a port, we're all briefed on the culture. We're all briefed on the beliefs of the system and what's going on there, and we're told to do no harm.
Hey, Ron, stop
don't
cutting
take
me off
away.
when I'm talking too. But
That's all right, man. I'm saying it a little more eloquently than you, but that's okay. Go ahead.
But you know how when we pull up in Thailand, all the women they be screaming chocolate, man. Hey, that's for a reason, man. They don't be white men. When I see white men pull up, when I'm walking down the street, I don't never hear them screaming white man, like whatever they want to call them. They screaming our shit. That's because we got a reputation. But a lot of these cats today, they going over there, they fucking up reputation, man.
You know what? We need to give Will Smith his flowers. Everyone's shitting on him these days, but us in the travel space, we really need to go ahead and put him on a pedestal because we get a lot of loving because a lot of the women had crushes on Will Smith and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's true. So I'm not joking, especially on this side of the world. Maybe it's different, in the countries that you guys are going, but in the EU system, that's why I always tell American black men, you guys got to come over here. The black women in Amsterdam want you. The women in Switzerland, they want you. In Basel, the women in Germany, white or black, they want you. Even Turkish women, they want, all because they grew up having that Usher crush and that Will Smith crush.
Hey, real talk, Broken Berlin, because bro, when I go in Africa, boy, I feel like I'm goddamn Chris Brown over that bitch, boy. I'm telling you, I be getting
you probably dark as hell and don't look nothing like him. But
no, man. I'm light skinned, man. I'm probably
okay. I didn't know.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what like when I go over there, man, I be getting too much love, man. Ultimately, I be getting so much love, man. When I'm in Africa, no matter what country I'm in, man, it's like, man, I be standing out. Sometimes it's kind of hard because I be the brightest motherfucker like out that bitch, you know what I'm saying? But nobody treats me like, nobody's like, trying to play me out, you know what I'm saying? Like I never had any issues because I'm out there solo. So, when I pull up,
which country in Africa did you visit or where you got that kind of love?
Several for him.
I know he froze up for me, so I'm gonna wait.
He wants to know what countries were you getting that kind of love from, HB, and I said several for him.
Shit, South Africa, Tanzania, Kigali, and Rwanda and stuff like that. I went to Kenya. I didn't like Kenya. I was still getting a little love. Man, look, man, Kenya, man. I'm telling you, man. Look, Kenya, man. I had a girl assault me, man. Like, I had because I'm telling you, man, them girls be having no filters in those pictures, man. They be catfishing in Kenya, bro. Like when I showed up, I was like, hell no. The chick wanted me to take her out, and she brought her friend with her to my apartment. So I was like, man. So I'm like, already in my head, I'm trying to get rid of her. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? No, I don't feel like it. And she just flipped out on me, just like that. What do you mean? Like, blah, blah. So I came over here to see you, blah, blah. I say, man, I ain't feeling it. You know what I'm saying? And like, she started like getting all in my damn face. I'm like, man, hold the fuck on, man. I said, hold on. Do y'all talk to Kenya man like this? I don't know. I said, I don't know who you think I am. I say, man, you better back the fuck up. And then her friend had to grab her, like, oh, I'm so sorry for my friend, blah, blah, and all that stuff. So I ended up going out that night. That's when I was telling me I was in the club, man. I didn't see nothing. I ended up going home alone because I didn't want to. It was just whatever.
I ask because I hear a lot of men talk about women from the continent and like in a way that is positive, and I'm like, I see the way that they treat men here. There's a huge African community where I'm at. I've seen I've known African women in America. I think their temperament is worse than even our own sisters.
Yeah, hold on.
Once they really get you.
That was just one. That was just one girl. Yeah, I'm elaborate what you just said.
Like
when I was leaving the club,
trying to get you, they're sweet as pie. But once you,
there's some overlap between you
there.
Yeah,
there's some overlap between you two.
Yeah, so when I was leaving the club, right, I seen the same girl. Like she was like, man, this chick, she checked me with her damn shoulder. I just laughed at her, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't got time for all that shit. I was just like, damn, I'm like, is that serious? And another thing, when you said about the temperament, ain't gonna lie, the African chicks, man, they cool, like to a certain extent. I ain't gonna say all of them. It depends. It depends on which one it is. It depends on, you know what I'm saying, who they are. Because I'm not gonna group everybody in the same bubble. But I did have some experiences where, you know what I'm saying, you know, I had a chick, you know what I'm saying, and she started talking to me a little bit differently. Like as the longer, you know what I'm saying, I started dealing with her more and shit. And like, you know, it was just reminded me of back in the US. And I was like, I had to check. But see the thing about Africa though, the difference is about the women in Africa and the US, you can check their ass, you know what I'm saying, they'll fall in place. American women, it depends on who you are, really, you know what I'm saying, to be able to get away with that shit. Unless, you know what I'm saying, you're a super trick, or like, you know what I'm saying, you just one of these super, you know what I'm saying?
You're
Like,
saying you can check African women in America?
No, I'm talking about in Africa.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, I thought you were saying in America you can check them. I was like,
here's the thing. HB's not telling you something. He was married to an African woman.
Yeah, I was married to an African chick. Hell no. Fuck no. They get over there, but they mind.
Never mind. I can't say nothing about you. You experienced hell like I can't. I've just witnessed it. You experienced it, so never mind. I digress.
Once they get I got a quick question for Broken Brooklyn and Berlin. Hey, why the name Broken Berlin? I'm interested in that.
I grew up in minimalism, and I think it's very important to show. I'm going to be showcasing this community, but I don't want to have it where it's like shine and like no. I want to show that there's authentic, amazing energy, things that you can do here, and being broke, not broke, but one, it just rings off the tongue better. Broken Berlin, you know. But secondly, I think it's important to show that to the younger people that you don't have to spend all this crazy money to have amazing, authentic experiences. So I'm going to be showcasing Berlin in a way that, like the broke side, in a broke way, like, yo, I can go out and have a time of my life and spend €8 and showcase that.
Yeah,
do you know who Blease is? Have you ever heard of Blease on YouTube, on Instagram?
Have you ever heard of Bleach?
Blease.
Sorry, say that one more time.
Blease, Blease, I think his name is. God, he kind of has the same vibe. He's like, yo, I'm broke. I'm in Peru. My girl just left me. This is what I'm going to do today. It's actually pretty cool. I was just wondering, like, is that like a, you know, I've been seeing more of that. I left my job. I'm broke. Travel type content in the ecosystem lately. So I was wondering.
But I've done that for I've been traveling the world for like 20 years with this mentality. I really move in alchemy. I don't move with money. I do good things and good things happen to me. So
Berlin,
I think I
real
want to
quick,
showcase that. Yeah.
I need you to confirm something for one of the members in the chat, which I already know because I know too many veterans that were stationed over in Germany. Can you go ahead and give him a confirmation on the landscape when it comes to dating in Germany and dealing with the women and how open they are on the Eastern Bloc of Europe?
From a Black American perspective or from a Black perspective?
Yeah, Black American. Yeah, we got to speak on that.
Okay. It's two ways. Normally, let me say it like this. There's a huge community of African men who are already here. And these African men are in great shape. Like, I mean, abs upon abs upon abs. I don't think they've ever had a carb in their life. So if you come here and you're out of shape and you don't have the vernacular and if you're just like below average, then you're not going to have a great experience actually. But if you are in shape and you come as an American and you do have like some things going for yourself and you're not like super cocky, then the community around here will see that you're different. You're not living up to the stereotype. If you do come here as a stereotype, you might get some love, maybe, but it ain't going to be authentic. I think it's always better to come here as yourself, as your artist, whatever your creativity is. If you come here and you're honest with that, you're going to do extremely well. But it is very important to, you have to understand to get your cardio right, because you as a Black man, you're also competing with these Africans who have their cardio right, real right. So when the women want a sexual experience, if they're like, I want to get with, I want to have an experience, they're going to go with the Africans because again, I'm 42. I ain't doing none of that shit that I was doing in my 20s with all that. But that's what the women, they get that kind of experience. When Black men say like, oh, Black men are the most wanted men globally, it's like, no, that's from porn. And it's that subsection of men that's wanted. It's not all of us as Black men. So don't come over here with that kind of cockiness. thinking that everybody wants you. Come here humbly and you'll do well. Come here cocky, you'll get made fun of.
Bro, hey, you're not lying about that. Hey, because I went to Zanzibar, and I was talking to a local guy. I went out to this little club, and I seen a slew of white women. Like I'm assuming they're Europeans. The dude, because I seen them dance. Look. There's no slight to TZ, but motherfuckers is musty as hell out there. So you got the Maasai dudes out there. If anybody know who the Maasai, the guys that they be wearing the traditional little red little guards, and they usually be carrying little knives or the sticks and stuff. Those cats was in the club. They had all the YT women, bro. I was looking. I'm like, I'm in VIP. They on the floor, and I'm walking. So I had to go walk and see what the hell going on. And I could smell it. And I'm like, damn, this white woman all on this dude. And I talked to the local guy. The local guy said, he said the dudes, they all natural. He said they take no but natural supplements. He said they pound out the white tea women. And that's why they go there. And I was like, it's the craziest shit I ever heard, bro.
Bro, they can run marathons. So think of what they can do in the sack. Like, yo, I'm on my Bernie Mac shit. Like, yo, I'm 42. I'll give you 8 minutes of loving, and I'm about to turn on The Simpsons. Whatever, yo. Like, you can finish yourself off with a rose. I am not trying to do what I did in my 20s. I'm not going to be that dude in Malcolm X, with that young lady and then having a heart attack. I got kids. I gotta be here. I ain't doing none of that. Yo, I'm retired from that part of the game.
Broken Berlin. Do you have a YouTube page?
Yes, Broken Berlin. I'll be doing my first shows probably after this weekend, but right now it's just for funk videos that I'm using and promoting some different visual artists that are on YouTube not being seen. And that's what I'm going to be doing with my interviews. I'll be doing the book of questions, asking black men like 13 questions and kind of getting deep dives. And then the other 20 minutes will just be showcasing the videos and be a 1 hour show, probably like 2 or 3 times a week.
All right, thanks for the answer. Hey, Roland, I'm about to roll out. Thank you for letting me on your chat. Yo, Keith.
No problem, all right, B-Belly, I'll see you in Baltimore soon, brother.
Okay, hey, Keith, I'm Roland. I know we're on a different time frame than you, but I think this was cool right here, man. I wish you could have did this early, where more people on this side would have been able to catch it, man. Because this was powerful right here to me.
I appreciate that, bro. But yeah, we normally do 10 o'clock, but we pushed it to 11 this week. But eventually we'll get back into the swing of things. Fearless is also part of this. He's going to San Francisco, so he wasn't able to participate. But absolutely, I didn't know you were from Baltimore. I'm from Baltimore.
Well,
so
I'm
my
from
family,
New York, but I left after.
You can't hit a New York. He ain't from Baltimore.
I used to work at the World Trade Center, and I got out the city after 9/11.
I got you. I understand that.
All right, but I'll see you, brothers. Hey, Keith, don't forget me when you come through, man.
I mean, of course.
Okay, I'll see you brothers later, man. Keep on pushing, y'all.
All
right.
Ron, so you're originally from Maryland, or just?
Yeah, I was born in Baltimore. Yeah, I left at about 10. That's when I left Baltimore. But yeah, grew up around there. A lot of my family are there. Still. So
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm from DC, so.
I used to work in DC in Chinatown, but
okay.
I do have to get in dad mode pretty soon, so I did want to say this before I go about your topic. Am I my brother's keeper? We take the inverse in the sisterhood and the sister code. Do they move with am I my sister's keeper? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. They stay on code all the time. They'll hold a woman's lie down. They'll take it to the. So we have to do the inverse, because I see it here, and even when men are going through child custody and child alienation, the women, they will hold that evil shit to the. But men, we leave them to get depressed. We leave them to find the bottles. We leave them to fall into it, and they don't have a real infrastructure or real men to help them. Hey, man, the same thing happened to me, and men break down on this because there is no brotherhood. The sisters got a sisterhood, like by far. We don't have a brotherhood when men start going through their breakup, when it's like, hey, we're going to make sure we're going to get you an apartment that's right near where your kids go to school, so you can make sure you can tell the court that you're here to help pick them up. You have to start thinking. Sorry, go ahead.
They coach him in everything. Whether he's a good dude or not, all of a sudden they want to Have him call the cops and say he touched her or abused her or did something
Right.
to her in order to build a case against him to defame him in order to have leverage to get the child custody court and in the divorce. Man, these women are trained. They are trained to stay on code, but we are not.
Right.
We are
So
still
we have to build our own infrastructure for our kids when they would, because 85% of us are born outside of marriage anyway. The healthy thing is actually figuring out as a community how to healthily co-parent. That would be a way, instead of everyone trying to say like get married. I know men who got married and then they got divorced and they still didn't get their fatherhood respected. It's not like if you get married you automatically get 50-50 custody when you break up. That would be the logical thing, but in reality when people get married they actually get fucked over more when the divorce happens. So it's actually better to just be a baby father. But still, we as men, we have to give not just the game but create an infrastructure that helps men when these sorts of things happen. We have to figure out, we need to start having conversations about with young men, this is how your woman's going to start acting once postpartum hits. We didn't even know what the hell postpartum was in the last 15 to 20 years, but then we experienced it from our women we're trying to love, and we're like, holy shit, I wasn't expecting this. I didn't know who is this demon that I'm trying to love. We didn't understand what postpartum was. We're
I've
just now
gone
kind
through
of
whole
understanding.
therapy sessions with women. I used to tell people I used to have to take women that I dated through therapy just to date them. All
It's
of them
smart
have
to do
trauma.
that.
All of them
And we
have
have to be,
trauma.
and we have to be gracious. We have to, in this space, there's a whole lot of finger pointing. We all have to realize we've all been programmed by the same entity, and that's not God. We've been programmed by the oppressor, and so we have to give grace in that. Like we picked up thug culture on our side, but at the same time they picked up finesse and hoe culture on their side, and we have to understand that and give them grace in that, and just have the conversations. Not saying what's wrong with you, have the conversation of, hey, what's wrong with us?
All right, I'm looking forward to hearing what your channel's got to offer, brother. I'm definitely going to subscribe.
Yeah, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I got 2 parties to hit up today. If you guys have any questions, the next 2 days is like a big black curl fest in the city that I'm going to be going to, and even bartending and making some side money in. If you have any questions you would like for me to ask the black ladies of this country, just write the question on one of my videos, and I'm going, my first one's today and then the other one's tomorrow. I'll make sure I see it, and then when I'm seeing those questions, I'll make sure to ask those ladies those questions tomorrow. And then I'll upload the video for the next week.
What time is it in Europe right now?
Right now, it's almost 9 o'clock in the morning. So I actually got to start making some moves in about 3 hours. Shit, I need more coffee. But I wanted to chop in.
You're 6 hours behind us where I'm at in the Philippines.
I definitely want to have a conversation with you in the Philippines because, man, I think the way to beat the system is because there's no divorce in the Philippines. I think if women always tell us how we're supposed to love them. I think we got to switch that and start telling women how we love them. And I don't think many men really want to marry women. They just think that by doing that, they're showing that they love them. And it's not working. I think if a woman really loves you, she should have no problem getting married to you in the Philippines, where there is no, like, if a woman truly loves you, she would have no problem getting married outside the family.
Listen, the most wicked part about this game here, you can get married to her, and if it don't work out for you, you can go back to America, get divorced, and never give the paperwork back to the Philippines. She'll always be married to you and locked out from getting married again.
Oh, that's grimy.
That's some fucking grimy ass shit. You could do it that way.
That is grimy.
All right. Well, let me make some moves. But again, thank you for your time on your platform. But I definitely want to have a conversation with you about the kind of comparing some of the laws here and the laws that you have in the Philippines.
No problem. Welcome to the Have a good day.
You too, you guys.
All right. So we're about 3 hours and 37 minutes into the overall live. We're going to go ahead and shut it down. Closing remarks, Keys. Appreciate you joining the panel, brother. Don't be a stranger. You're always welcome.
Nah, yeah, 100%. Hey, as I stated, we can't necessarily condone everything. We can't necessarily shut everything out. I say, people just got to make the content that they best see fit and not spend so much time like really trying to, worry about whatever they don't like, because it's not going away. Like crash out content ain't going away. Fundraising ain't going away. You just got to make the content you like best and be in that community, because it ain't gonna stop. So, support each other, and the people that you do like, make sure you share those channels with everybody else, don't be so closed off where you don't share what you enjoy, so more people can share in the community with that. So on that note, man, I'm out of here, man. Appreciate you having me.
No
Shout out
problem,
to the
bro.
panel.
Peace. Darnell,
Yes, sir.
you got a minute. Close it down for me.
All right. Well, thank you for having me. Always a pleasure, Ronan. The only thing I'll say, I mean, I do agree with you about, hey, we have to hold each other accountable. We are our brother's keeper. The only problem is that, okay, you got to look about who we're talking about here. When somebody has nothing to lose, everything to gain, nothing to lose, it's like there is no accountability. When I was in the Army, we had people that, what I'm saying, would, piss hot and, do drugs. And depending on the commander, if you didn't have any previous infractions, they give you a second chance. I mean, you still got punished. Don't get me wrong, you still got an Article 15. You had to do your 45, you got busted down. If you're willing to put in the work, you can recover from it. But Rello's been to jail. You know what I'm saying? He's been to jail. He's been in DR. He's done this. He's been in the Colombia. He's done this. He's been to Thailand. He's done this. He's now Africa. I mean, what? Where? I mean, how at this point do you hold this man accountable? I mean, even in the military, they had to eventually just chapter you out. If you just kept fucking up, you had to get chaptered out and say, "Fuck it, we're done with you." And when it comes to Rello, we just got to say we're done with him.
All right. Thank you. HB, you came in last, so you get the last out.
Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all for having me up, man.
Took you long enough.
Yeah, I know, man. I was taking care of business. I'm daddy duty, man. So yeah, man. Just man, make sure y'all subscribe, man. Matter of fact, I was in the background working on a video right now because this whole mid Kenyan look here. I'm just gonna put out a video. It's gonna be nothing but just what I saw, so y'all can see it for yourself, man. But man, make sure y'all like and subscribe, man. And if y'all want to see some behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying, with me on dates with chicks from Africa and stuff, man, make sure y'all hit that membership button, man. You can hit on it. You can do it either YouTube or Patreon. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and end the show. Appreciate everybody's participation. All the ones that either contributed in the chat or came up to the panel. We always have an open dialogue here, adult level content where nobody's cussing each other out. We're attacking the topic, not the person. And I appreciate everybody for showing up tonight. Enjoyed your comments and your commentary, and have a good night. I'm out.